So in other news, if you have Spotify, go follow me, Cameron of S. Davis, as an artist on Spotify now.
Excellent.
I'm going to be putting everything on there.
Yay.
And as far as Volte Faz, once we eventually release that, we'll have to decide how we do it. So it's going to be a conversation.
Yeah.
But I do want to get that out, even if we don't create another song.
Yeah,
honestly,
me too.
Because we have some good stuff.
Because the other songs are so fine.
Yeah, I need to I'll remix them because I learned a bunch since we did that, and clean up the production, and I'll send them your way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Honestly, part of me wants. There's so many things that are contingent on once I have a space that I can use as my own. But I'm once I get a new computer, I can maybe try to figure out my own shit for the last set of lyrics that I sent you, because I'm it has a very specific sound in my head, and I just don't know how to make that happen.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, it's Jason.
The what? Oh yeah.
Jason agreed.
Yeah. Get that one. Anyway, welcome everyone to the Bone Hero. Welcome back.
Hi.
Everyone.
Hello.
So anxious.
Last time. I switched tabs, and so be sure to. Last time on Welcome to the Bone Era, y'all did some stuff, that's for sure.
Things sure happened.
Never split the party. Oh, well.
Unless the DM splits you and you have no choice.
Should have gone with a better disguise.
To be fair, I'm the one that was like, I'm gonna run this way.
So, last time, you appeared in the rundown version of Nigel's shop and discovered quickly that you had advanced 2 years into the future, missing all the stuff that you were trying to stop, or at least trying to affect in some way before it came to pass. You received a deluge of messages from people who had messaged you over time, a la Interstellar, and that one scene that's very sad. And you were freaking out, basically, and trying to figure out what to do from there. As you searched the area in the front of Nigel's shop, somebody saw you through the slats in the wood and ran off. And you heard a knocking, a slamming on the door, telling you to open up because you were trespassing. You quickly burst through the back door and ran outside onto the streets of Arkala, masquerading as old ladies and not doing a great job at it. and therefore being found by this new version of a Venatoris Lyasai hunter, these huge people. Who now have like additional magical capabilities, and 3 hounds of Morla's. As you were attempting to run away because you were dead tired after a big boss fight in the Feywild and stuff, Qren unfortunately got somewhat behind and was knocked unconscious and captured by this hunter who
It's fine, I'm invisible.
who handed Qren off to a Deva, who flew off with Qren's unconscious but stabilized body as all of you ran. As quickly determining that there is one place in the city that you know of that might be safe, a temple that happens to move around, you searched for a while to find Yaren's temple, now being utilized by Joseph and not Joseph as a refugee camp, basically. You found that Emily and Ben of the Ruined Horseshoe are still there, are still alive, had to run away from their place, but yes. You got some information about what all went down in the past 2 years, but Arkala seems a little bit cut off from everywhere, and Joseph, or not Joseph, didn't really know much about what had happened. But you did find out that prisoners are generally taken to the castle prison in order to then be moved to the camps on the western side of Infar. Whatever those are.
I don't want to go. That's what I know about the camps. I'm not excited.
You decided to,
No.
The next day, hunt down a Venatoris Lyasai person, a hunter, and have Lilia use her magnificent ability to determine, to get some memories of that guy, so that you may be able to bluff your way into the western side of the city, or northwestern side of the city, where the castle prison and castle and noble districts are now taken over by the guards and Morlas's army. You did that. You killed a dude. He's very dead. And Lilia, you took up his visage.
Sure did.
And I forgot to tell you his name.
It's Greg.
Why did I assume it was Dave?
Wait, no.
God.
Greg's
Fucking damn it,
in the
Dave.
prison, isn't he?
Yeah, Greg is
Greg's the
Guard.
knocked out
dead?
or something. I did something to Greg.
I had it in my notes.
Yeah, there was Greg. He was the
You
guard.
cast blight on him.
You
Oh
killed,
yeah, I
you killed him.
Greg.
You
So,
killed the
dead.
fuck out of Greg.
The Venatoris Lyasai dude who you captured the essence of is named Elliot Anderson.
Elliot Anderson. What a
Mr.
good name.
Anderson.
Sorry you're dead, buddy. Sorry you're a fucking fascist,
Hit
man.
Anderson. That's really close.
Darn.
All Venatori are bastards.
And you discovered, though, like, you know, the sort of the password that tends to change once every week or so, but you know the password that it is now, which I'm not going to make one up. It's the password. You can improv it if you want. And you know, sort of there's like a schedule of guarding the city and that sort of thing that's put up all the time. And you know that not all Venatoris Lyasai people were created into these large versions, but there are those large versions around, and quite a few soldiers and whatnot. And you've also now seen the castle prison courtyard. It looks much the same as it did many, many sessions ago. So there's sort of on the eastern side, or the western side of the castle, there's a large building that heads into the dungeon itself, and that's where you had exited and calmed emotions on the whole room back in the day.
Back in the day.
And then you went out into the courtyard where there were a couple buildings and that sort of thing. So that's all very similar. It's just much more heavily guarded now. Meanwhile, Qren, you were in prison and you discovered that you were not alone. You were in prison with Kayri, Kricharin's sister, one of the 2 weird elf twins, or Eladrin twins. She is now in autumn form, and she had manacles on her legs, on her ankles, that were disallowing her from casting any magic. You were visited by a creepy, wizened old guy, and Greg, your prison guard, and fed, and the wizened old guy was like, "Ew, where should we put them?" etc. When they sent him to the camps, and you discovered that you were being sent to the camps very soon, like that day. As Greg approached your cage and opened up the cage door, you turned invisible before he saw that, and he grabbed Kairi and held her up against the wall, saying, where did the other one go? And you cast blight on this guy, and he immediately shriveled up and died, falling to the ground. You searched the guard's body, and you unlocked Kairi's ankle manacles, and she thanked you for that and agreed with herself from before, saying that it would be at least exciting if you did something like that. So, where we are right now is Lilia et al. So the rest of the party is Lilia looks like a Venatorus Laicii person. Everybody else looks like soldiers, some of those Morlossian soldiers.
Yeah, they're not quite undead-y.
You are currently in the city at some place close-ish to the western edge, where the guards and soldiers have taken over the art district and stuff.
Okay.
And Qren, you are standing there with Kairi as the guards in the hallway are taking prisoners out of the cages and guiding them to the west, out of the place to be sent to the camps. So we will start with the rest of the group. What would you like to do?
Well, so I know that I can't get into the castle prison, really, unless I have a good enough reason to be there. I'm not high enough rank to just waltz on in. So,
you know the password to get to, like, the courtyard and that sort of area?
Yes. But in order to get any further, I'm going to need a reason, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what you figure.
So I how about just real quick first, I'd like motion for everyone to come, like, oh, we bolted, didn't we?
Yeah, you ran.
Okay. Is there
and you're
like
in an alley?
Okay, great. So that we're in an alleyway. It's not like a busy street or anything. So this is like a good place to discuss next steps.
Notably, the streets aren't that busy anyway, and since your disguises are pretty good, you were already being given like scared looks by any passersby other than other guards, and they were just assuming you were soldiers and whatnot from afar anyway. But you can duck into an alley to actually talk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I will duck into the alley then to have a chat about next steps. So, all right, I can't get into the castle prison proper. Like, I can get into the courtyard and everything with the passwords and everything, but I can't get into the prison itself unless I have a good enough reason.
Should one of us pretend to be a prisoner then, and you can just act like you're arresting us?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think, though, if there's, like, a big enough prison reason. I mean,
you can just say I have a person, right?
We have a new one for the camps.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't know about camps. We have a new one for the king.
Probably for the camps. I know that
about the camps, no?
Yeah, the castle prison still goes to the camps. I guess, you know what might be useful is if one, instead of like needing to do a whole bunch of acting for one of you, if I could just take one of you and, like, I don't know if I would be able to do this with the person's shadow. I'm not sure how that affects my strength modifier, but put you over my shoulder as if you are unconscious, so that way there is no struggling, there is no needing to act. You just need to flop there.
You little char, since you're the
probably the only one I can carry.
If we have to do any acting, I'm fucked.
Well,
but that's what I'm saying. If you're just like passed out on my shoulder, you don't need to act at all. You just need to lay there.
But like, you'd have to take my bow, and
well, then I can hold on
there.
To
I'd be okay.
Well,
yeah,
right.
I assumed we have to, in confiscating your weapon, we might be able to get Qren's equipment back.
Yeah. That's actually
okay.
My fancy new gun I haven't even gotten to shoot yet.
Okay.
Yeah, does that work?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
What are the other two of you going to be doing?
And Wynn, you also look like a Venatorus. You
That's true.
could possibly go in as well.
Sure.
Why don't
But if the idea is to limit the amount of interaction we're going to have to do, why would we want more than one person then? The whole idea of me being passed out, I thought, is so Lilia is the only one doing the talking.
The concern is once we get in there, we have to find Qren and get him out.
I have Win. Why don't, because you also look like a Venator Slice Eye, so especially because I know that these only go for 300 feet, so I don't know if we would still be able to stay in constant contact, but you could always stay outside the castle and just like do a whole patrol thing, or like walk around being on break.
Nala and Win could do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be Win.
I can follow
Note
Win.
that it might take about half an hour to 45 minutes to walk to where you need to go, Lilia.
Oh God!
big
All
city.
right, I have an hour.
It's a big city.
Yeah.
So you're in the
I
city.
could- I
Yeah,
could
so
extend
once
your-
we're in, we need to prepare for a fight on the way out.
I could extend your illusion for another.
Well,
8
no,
hours.
because I just captured the shadow. So now that I have all the information, we can do this as an illusion instead of as the shadow.
Fair.
But let's see how long the shadow keeps up and how far I can make it into the castle. So let's.
Cool.
I say let's start to book it.
What's our plan, though?
Well,
I don't understand what we're doing.
Well, I think our plan is get into the castle prison and find Qren.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
But, okay. Yeah.
I mean, we don't really know what to expect beyond that. I'm assuming that there's going to be guards and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm also assuming I don't know the schedule of when they ship people out. Question mark. Do I know that there would be a shipment out today?
Yes, you would have found that out.
Okay. Also, there's going to be a shipment out of the castle prison today. So we're going to have to stay on guard for that.
Okay.
But I think that the main plan is get in, find Qren, figure a way out.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay, so you begin heading towards the western side. You have to walk through the theater district, which is crawling with dudes, and then through the nobles, and then into the castle. That's sort of how it works, unless you climb up the cliffs from the port district, which doesn't really work if you're masquerading.
Yeah.
But as you walk over to where the theater district is, you see the large new gates that they've put in, and you can see beyond it a bit at what used to be theaters and whatnot that are all sort of rubble and burned down and currently being cleared out.
Jesus.
And you see flanking the gates are two hunters, and on top of the gates there's like a place that they could climb up, like these side towers, and there's some guards up there with like crossbows.
Nala, do you want to change me into something else?
I was going to say, as I could possibly extend Lilia's illusion period, I can change yours into an unrecognizable image.
Sounds great. Make me a rando.
As you're walking as well, actually no, first finish what you're doing, Nala.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I feel that Lilia's shadow ability does come to an end, I would burn another 5 to extend all illusions, but alter Lilia's to still remain the current illusion, and alter Shara's to look like a random dark-haired half-elf.
Okay, you just know it will take an amount of time, and if Lilia goes in by herself or with only Shar.
Now, are we taking Char's stuff in the hopes that we're gonna also get Qren's stuff? What are we doing there?
Well, you're not going in, right? It's just me and Lilia.
Thought we were all going in.
No, I thought it was just Shar and I. However, here's one of the things is I don't think all 4 of us need to go, but I do think it might be easier if one of you, either Win or Nala, comes with Shar's weaponry. I can tell you where they are keeping the other weapons, and then you go grab the weapons while we go find Qren. So that might be...
So one person is staying outside? I don't like the way that sounds.
Oof! Well, I don't really know a better way to do it. I mean, we can all 4 go in, but the chances of all 4 of us being able to keep up a charade are slim, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Note
I'm
that
not
there
going to
is-
say anything. I'm just a semi-undead individual. I haven't seen any of them really talk.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're mostly mindless.
I'm not great at performance, which is why I was going to be passed out. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Nala, Win-Win, I don't know if you guys are...
Note that you first have to get through to sort of the castle area, and then also into the... So there's sort of 2 steps here.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can all go into the castle area, but then when we're actually trying to get into the prison itself...
Right.
Okay. So then, what? So we give my weapons to Win, and he goes away with them to find Qren's?
I'm
You
thinking...
didn't know from the mind thingy, they keep the weapons in the prison anyway.
Okay, yeah.
And
there
all-
are-
I
people's supplies
understand
are
that,
in
but
the
Win was suggesting that we give Win the weapons, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I'm assuming that we have to get through people first, right? There's going to be people checking us in, right? So I'm assuming that once we're done being checked in, you get your weapons back, Win goes to get the other weapons.
Well, I wouldn't get my weapons back if I'm an unconscious prisoner.
I'm saying once we get past the people who are checking us in, like we duck off, you get your weapons.
I don't know, does it?
I think it does.
What?
If the illusion thing covers visually the equipment, it can be felt.
Yeah, that's
if
the
you
thing.
want to risk it, we could have it where you keep your weapons and you look like a unarmed individual.
I mean...
But if you're held by anyone else other than Lilia...
If we just need to wait to get Qren before we try getting his stuff back, that's fine.
Do you want to keep your weapons?
I don't know what we're... I don't really understand. I'll just do whatever you guys want me to do.
Well, I think if this is going the way that I think it's going to go, we'll be able to give you back your weapons once we get inside the prison. The goal is, though, we have to get inside the prison first.
Yeah. Well, whatever you guys want to do.
Okay.
I think we...
Yeah, let's get inside and see where we go from there.
Let's get inside the castle first.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so you are masqueraded. Shar, you look like no one in particular, but everybody please make a perception check. Who's out here?
Perception.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, no.
I got a 26.
Better than I did.
13.
11.
9.
26 is plenty. So as you sort of get prepared to be carried as a prisoner, you sort of are glancing around at the walls of a lot of these sort of boarded up shops, and you do see sort of a series of posters, and you sort of walk over to them.
Uh-oh.
And there on numerous posters are your faces, wanted by the king, by way of Morlos.
Cool.
Is there a reward?
A quite massive bounty,
Oh, yeah.
having been missing for a while.
So
But
Shaw
you are
could
definitely wanted in this area.
just be Shaw, and I could take her to the castle prison.
Oh, thanks.
And get a reward
Yeah,
for
we can
it.
get some money. Are we ready to catch
Hey,
you
I
on
like this.
I'm not...
I like this.
Hey, I like this.
I don't know if they would keep her in this Dungy prison, though. That
They
would go
kept
straight to
Qren,
the-
though. They took Qren here.
Kieran looked like an
So
old
they
lady.
knew Kieran's
Kieran
face.
looked like an
Qren
old
looked like
lady.
an old man. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
an old lady.
But like a hot one.
Right.
Hot old lady.
I'm a gilf.
Oh.
Oh my god.
But you notice that, and so what are you doing? As you now
I think we'd laugh about it. And then
then you continue. All right.
Let's take one.
Yeah, I think
Save
if we
it
want to
for
get the
memories.
bounty, let's plan that heist for a different time.
Yeah.
okay, we'll come back to it.
It's good to
Bounty
remember
heist.
when we're getting low on cash again, but
Turn ourselves in. Bye.
I'll just take the Shar version of the poster.
Okay. You
it's
take
like
that
doing
down.
like the Flint Rider thing of like, they got my nose wrong.
Yeah, basically.
My nose is
I bet it's actually immaculate because we are the champions of the kingdom, tournament of champions.
Yes.
True.
I bet it's a really great poster.
It is a pretty well drawn poster for sure. But you make your way over to the gates where
Downtown.
you saw these people making my way, and Lilia, do you take Shar over your shoulder as a unconscious prisoner?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Regrettably.
You do that. Shar's not that heavy.
I'm assuming
You're not
also
that
like
strong,
over
but-
time I've learned like weight proportion stuff. You know how like in acrobats like you can lift gigantic things.
You fireman's carrier. It's not that hard.
Okay, so what's the deal then? So I have my weapons hidden under my disguise, or Lilia's carrying them? What did we decide
Which
on?
are you more comfortable with?
What do you feel most good?
I think I don't know.
I can try to not have anyone else take you and then just take you straight back.
Okay,
But there's
I
no
mean, we can-
guarantee that's going to happen.
I think you should hold on to them.
All right.
Because then either way, if they say, oh, their personal effects go over in that direction, you can act like you're just taking them there and then you can get Qren's.
Yeah. All right. So I'll sling your bow and shit over one shoulder, and then I'll sling
You've
you
got those.
over the other shoulder.
Cool.
I still have all my tiny things, but you have my,
you've got.
You got keys in your boot. You're super fine.
You also still have your Phaelani Arch. I'm not taking that shit from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's covered by the illusion.
Yeah. All right.
But
here
you
we go.
continue, and as you approach the gates, one of the hunters sort of holds up his hand and puts his hand lightly, not like threateningly, on his pistol, which is sort of cross-drawn on his left side. Well, another one for the prison then.
Yeah,
off to the camps with her. And he sort of walks around you and grabs Shar's face and sort of does the creepy looking at both sides inspection thing. All right. Really? You caught one?
Yeah.
Elliot, good job. I've never seen you actually manage this before. We always, not to be rude or anything, but we have sort of a wager whether you would ever manage it. Ain't that right?
Hey, I have been working hard, believe it or not.
And Bill, the
Not-
other one, says, we always believed in you, kid. And he sort of rolls his eyes a
Aw, Elliot.
bit.
shit.
And then the main guy is like, all right, these three, you're with you? Weren't you alone today?
I was, but they helped me catch this one.
You want
Can't
credit.
do it without a little teamwork.
All right, make a persuasion check, Bill.
Oh! It's a natural 20 plus 13.
Yeah!
So
Oh my
that's
God.
very
Yeah, of
great.
course.
Excellent.
The guy says, well,
Brilliant.
yeah, of course. You always want credit. Be sure to tell the underforeman of your accomplishments. He'll add it to the list. Anyway, carry on. You open the gates! And they open these massive sort of metal things and opens it into the rather bustling area behind or in what used to be the theater district. As you walk past, the gates close behind you with a scrape and a clang. And you are greeted by the somewhat familiar streets that you were used to at one point. But now, as I mentioned before, the theaters are all destroyed. Further buildings and tents and whatnot have been created to house what appears to be hundreds of soldiers.
Everything froze.
Uh-oh.
I did not catch any of that. You all froze.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The theater, yeah, you didn't do anything on our end, so...
Oh, well.
Theaters are all gone. A bunch of buildings were built to house what seems to be hundreds of soldiers. And there are sort of small battalions, well, not battalions, small groups of soldiers doing drills and whatnot. There are multiple, like, angelic beings leading drills and whatnot and marching through these streets and practicing. These are all very heavily armed and armored soldiers. You think you could probably handle them, but the numbers game is certainly being lost
Yeah.
in this one. But you make your way north, past all these buildings. You see the site where not so long ago you sat in the ruined version of this theater to give a child away, or rather lie to Rosera a long time ago, and where you met Trust. When you see what used to be the theater that you did some work for, like some security work, during that night. And you pass through the theater district in its entirety and make your way that direction. Then you enter the Nobles district. And here, there are a lot of houses that are now being used to house soldiers as well. And you can tell that many of these houses that used to hold what counted as nobles no longer hold what counted as nobles. You have no idea where they have gone. You do, though, pass some civilians who are still living, just many, many fewer. And one house in particular you pass is the house of the little elf girl.
Ah!
Shit.
I'm assuming.
And you see...
we didn't get her out.
You see in the backyard a extremely rusted play set, very similar to what you were used to looking at, but way back when, but now covered in grass and other such. It's an overgrown yard. And you see sort of out of one of the windows an old man who you recognize, Lilia, staring out the window forlornly at the soldiers below.
Wait, so they let people stay here?
Certain people have evidently. You don't know how it all worked.
Weird. Okay.
Yikes.
It is
All
just
right.
far fewer.
Well, keep on keeping on, folks.
You see various sort of signs which say, give your devotion to the great power, and we shall create a fabulous world. Basically, that sort of propaganda is everywhere.
I am uncomfortable.
And you make your way further through the Nobles district. It takes you about 45 minutes, maybe an hour from where you were originally, because you had to bluff your way through, and you're walking a little nervously, trying to look confident. And Lilia, make a strength save.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh's fucking right. Okay, that could have been worse. 16.
16. It's getting pretty tough to carry Shar at this point. You're like going more slowly and beginning to sweat
feel myself
pretty
slipping.
profusely. Yes,
Yeah.
and Shar, you're like just
Elliot,
slightly
hold it
following.
together.
and whatnot.
Also, I'm gonna need Nala to up my...
Already
Yeah,
done.
I would've-
She did that already.
right before we got to the castle is when
It would have already been done because you had to change Shar, and it wouldn't have made any sense not to
Not to do
just...
it. Okay,
That's
perfect.
my fifth level.
Meanwhile, as you approach the castle grounds with this large stone wall around it and more guards, Qren,
Yes. That's what I'm waiting for.
Kairi grabs you and sort of
name.
pulls you back into the prison itself, or back into the actual cell, and says, "Well, it seems to me," as she pokes around the side and looks down the hallway, they're emptying all of the cells, both to our left and right, and heading to our right outside of this cell. I think that's west.
Well, we've got your
I can do magic, yes.
we've got
I was
your things
going
off.
I was going to suggest a little bit of magic to help us. It's similar to what you did already. And we can see how it works, but these are rather tight quarters, so I'm wondering how to actually accomplish this. Because what if they maintain some sort of record as to where each prisoner is being held? I feel like if we vanish into invisibility, and then they come down and see a dead guard, they may be a little worried about all this. But I can make us both invisible if that's what we want to do.
That's an option. What I was going to say is, now that we can both use magic, maybe we should just slip into the crowd and leave the prison and then find a way to get away once we're outside of the building.
I mean, that's an option. I'm willing to do what you say.
How closely are the guards looking at?
They
the
are
people leaving
now.
The cells, or?
They are now. If you want to open roll 20, I do have like a visual.
What if I don't want to look?
Can you see?
Yes. Well,
Mine is still refusing to load.
We just got the street still.
Yeah,
I haven't changed you guys yet. Okay. But what you see is you are in a cell in this long hallway of cells.
I still have terrible vision.
And you do have terrible vision. Behind you is a dead guard, of course, and Kairi is there in the corner of the cell. There are torches down the hallway. From your vantage point, as you sort of look around the corner, you can see a guard currently leading a prisoner to the west. And currently you're trying to stay out of sight in some capacity, but you see a guard and you can hear a lot of movement both to your right
and left.
And to your left. And Kairi pokes her head out and sees and sort of tries and counts. It's tight quarters, so it's difficult to sort of count who's who. But I see a hunter and a couple guards, maybe 3 from my vantage point.
How many people can you turn invisible?
A decent number, actually.
What if you turn the 2 of us, but also Greg invisible, so they don't find his body right away?
I'm not sure it works on dead things.
Okay.
Because it has to be I could give it a go. May have to bend the spell a bit. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, because I think it looks like people are being escorted by their guard, and our guard is dead. So if we're just following the group without a guard, it might be suspicious looking.
That's true. Okay, give me one moment.
So maybe we'll follow the group, but invisibly.
Okay.
I'm not wearing my plate armor, right?
No, you're not. You're not wearing anything.
No disadvantage. Great. Love that.
But she casts a spell. She thinks real hard, and whispers, and casts the spell. You immediately vanish, as does she. And the guard's body does remain uninvisible because it does not work on. Didn't work on this. She did try. Just didn't roll high enough.
It's the thought that counts. Ooh, wait. I think there's one of those things that I never use.
One of those things that you never use?
I'm gonna use... Can I use... it won't make him... Can I... I don't have anything. I can't cast Animate Dead, right?
Does it require materials?
Yeah. Well, like a drop of blood, a piece of flesh. Oh, well, bone dust. I wouldn't have bone dust. It's fine.
Bone dust?
It does require materials, though, so it would require a focus or the actual materials.
Instead, I'm going to... Yeah, also don't have things for that. Never mind, I'll just leave him. I was going to make it so he couldn't come back as an undead, but it's fine.
Okay. What Kairi does is she takes sort of the blanket and puts it over over the guy's body. So it's like covered. It's sort of a slump in the corner of a dead man.
Ooh, wait. Is it anything that we're carrying also turns invisible?
Yeah.
Ugh, not very strong. Can I see how heavy the guy is?
Yeah, you can give it a go.
Oh God.
So you take this guy's shriveled corpse.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I shriveled it. It's probably lighter.
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
Where's this blood trail?
+0. 13.
13.
I don't know why I thought I'd have any addition to that, but
Okay.
+0.
You. I mean, he's a sort of big dude. You manage it, but it's gonna slow you down.
Okay, that doesn't seem sustainable. I'm gonna drop him.
Okay. You drop him.
I'm not gonna test.
And Kairi makes sure that the slam on the ground didn't detract anyone's attention. But you do, as she looks out, she's like, "Fuck!" As one of the guards turns around and starts making his way towards y'all.
Real quick, we should leave the room at least, so we're not like cornered in there.
Okay. As he's walking down, which way do you go? Do you go to the left where everybody's walking, or to the right?
He's on our left, so I guess I'm gonna go a little bit to the right, but just to get out of the room, and then I'm eventually gonna try to follow the group to the left.
Okay, Kairi will follow.
I'm just trying to get out of his way.
Sure. So you and Kairi sort of duck outside as this guard comes down, looking around. Greg, you okay? Turns and looks inside the prison cell. Greg?
Great.
And sort of opens the door slowly, steps inside, and lifts up the blanket.
I'm gonna run this way. Can I do that? Like this direction?
Yeah, you sprint that way. Kairi is like sort of holding on to you a bit and follows you as well. And this guard says, "Greg, somebody's been killed." As they discover Greg's body, a hunter down the hallway turns around and begins sort of running that way.
Okay, I'm gonna duck into this room now.
Okay, you duck into a prison cell as a hunter goes by.
They'll
search mine, but not probably all of them.
Can you give us access so we can see this too?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But you may not be able to see.
We can't see anything. Never mind.
Fine, it's loading.
No, it's because
it's
because of the light and we don't have access.
There. Now you should be able to see through Kairi's eyes. Not on Safari though, as we determined. She doesn't have. She doesn't have any vision. Doop.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Hey.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
All right, so Kairi like loses you for a second and is like, "Qren, where did you go?" As the hunter runs over to the right and says, "We've got escaped prisoners on our hands."
I'm gonna step out and grab Kairi.
Okay, you grab Kairi.
She's still with me. This
prisoner, to your down the left side, turns around and is looking sort of scared and confused as one of the other guards from down further to the left rushes down as well and grabs that prisoner and says, "Prisoner, keep going." Yes, sir, says this young man, and the prisoners begin.
I'm gonna follow this prisoner.
Continue walking. Okay. You walk. Kairi sort of follows along behind you.
Kairi, don't fuck this up.
As this guard goes down, the hunter sort of turns and runs to this guard and says, "Raise the alarm! We've got escaped prisoners and a dead guard." And this guard's like, "Who was it?" And the hunter says, "It was Greg." "Not Greg," says the guard.
Not Greg. He was the best.
Raise the alarm! Get these prisoners out to the carts immediately! As this guard rushes down.
Oh, tell his friend Elliot.
So as you continue walking, the raising of the alarm gets sent down from guard to guard as another hunter steps out into the hallway there. Way down on the left side.
What are you doing?
So that is happening.
Minis. What? Just looking at the minis.
Meanwhile, the rest of the group is outside, approaching the castle prison. You are presented by two guards who are guarding the outside wall of the courtyard area. And says, and they say, "Halt! New prisoner intake."
Yeah.
Wow, Elliot, good on you. Everybody seems to know Elliot as
Elliot.
like
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, go on inside. There seems to be some bells going off. Not sure what that is, but get these prisoners. The carts should be out, so as long as you check in with the underwarden, you should be able to get this prisoner into the cart right away.
Awesome. Thanks so much, sir.
And he opens the door.
I'm just like, good lord.
Meanwhile, I have to add your tokens to the other map. Now, that should have moved only all of you guys in Roll20. So as you step through into the courtyard, you have to walk a ways to get to the castle itself. The castle is to your right, and you see it towering above you, this massive thing, now apparently completely repaired from when it was blown up at the end of the tournament.
Right.
You see to your right 3 massive carts that are being loaded with prisoners. You see a couple guards standing in front of you. There are 2 buildings on the far north side. They look like sort of sheds. One of them is a little more protected by a couple of guards than the other one. There is a massive building that you remember from back when you escaped this building when you rescued Johanna. To your right, that's sort of an addition to the castle that heads inside the actual prison itself. So when you are looking as on with dynamic lighting and Roll20, the big black squares are buildings that you can't see inside of, and the little rectangles are.
I assume we can easily kind of tell that none of these prisoners being loaded up onto carts is Qren.
You can look at them, and they are random, various people. You do not recognize any of them as you walk into this courtyard, no.
Are they starting to come out of the prison itself?
They are indeed.
And we all have these awesome rings, except Qren, correct?
That is
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
You do have
One
an extra for
Qren.
Qren.
That's going to be very helpful.
Yeah. Roger.
Me and Kairi aren't outside yet.
No, you are currently still
We're in
inside.
Yay, we got it. Okay.
All right. So what you see is what I described. The large carts with horses, and they are being loaded up with prisoners. As you see them, lots of guards here too. And as you walk up to this courtyard, you hear ding, 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 as an alarm is sort of raised. The guards who are sort of in front of you having a smoke turn around, and they rush over to hear what the commotion is. And and somebody steps out from inside of the building, another guard, who says, raise the alarm! We've got a dead guard and missing prisoners! Everybody keep their eyes out and make sure to catch the bastards.
Okay.
So
That's probably ours.
I will hand Shar off to Win.
Okay.
Just because
Take the
When
arrows,
you take her.
take the
I
bows.
can't do anything with a body, but Win might be able to.
I'll take the equipment.
And also because I'm kind of assuming that they're gonna want other folks to head in there, right?
The guards seem to be sort of heading that direction. Other than the guards who are actually checking in prisoners into the cart. One of them climbs into the cart and looks behind themselves, sort of scared, as another one walks up. Sort of in a line.
As Lilia passes me to Win, I'm gonna murmur to her, "We'll stay here. You go see what's happening."
Yep. I also give the bow and arrow. to
Yeah,
Win
Nala
as
has
well.
it.
Okay,
Nala took
great,
it.
great. Okay, awesome. And then I
Okay.
will book it in with the other guards.
Lola,
Okay.
I can't see Max.
It is the Lola
run.
show now.
Get out of
Yes.
the way.
You run over here, where you are presented by 2 guards. As another prisoner sort of leaves the room, leaves the building. You can then see inside it as the door is opened. God, lag. There. You should be able to move yourself as
Yeah.
well.
Okie dokie.
But you see inside it, the guard is speaking to the other door guard, and he's like, "Fucking prisoners, man! I thought we had those manacles. Aren't they supposed to prevent any of this sort of thing from happening?" And the other guard's like, "Yeah, well, maybe it was Greg's fault. And
No,
Wow, he's dead. That's like super fucked up.
they don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
And as you rush inside, you also see a desk in the center of this room where a hunter, one of the large hunters, is seated or standing behind this desk, checking in another prisoner. And he says, "All right, you get out there right now. Don't you bother yourself with any of this. Get into one of those carts before you know the consequences." And the prisoner's like, "All right, I'm going," and heads that direction. And you recognize from the memories of Elliot that this is the underwarden, the person right below the warden.
Okay. I guess I mean, is there any way to like just go and be like, I'm helping with the prison break and not talk to him?
Well, as you sort of step up to the guards, they're like, "Elliot, aren't you on duty in the city today?"
I was bringing in a prisoner, and all of a sudden there's a prison break. What can I do to help?
"Oh, yeah, go see the underwarden." They say.
Okay, I guess I will go in and just go.
You head inside.
Heard there was a prison break. How can I help?
Okay, as you do that, one of a hunter who is guarding a building up there sees all three of you standing sort of awkwardly and walks across the courtyard.
Shit.
And this is one of the normal hunters, but they're like,
I'm an undead thing.
"Why is you there, hunter? Is that a prisoner for the
Yeah,
the camps?"
just brought her in. Are we loading her up?
"Yes. The one to our right here or to my left here," and he indicates this one. "It should have one spot left. I'll let the underwarden and the warden know that that's happening. You there, soldier.
Right.
What are you doing here?" "Oh, right, you weirdos don't talk," says indicating Nala. "Why do you have this soldier with you, hunter?"
Oh, he's just following me. Help me bring this one down.
"It's howling time, according to your dogs."
Yes.
It's time to sing the song
Sing
of their
the
people.
song of our people. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here, let me help you with her stuff. I'll take it inside for you.
Okay.
This is actually
Holds
what the
out his
prison alarms
hands.
sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound like howling dogs. So he takes Shar's weaponry. Make sure to load her up. And he begins walking, and sort of stands here. Do you go? What do you do as he begins walking to there?
Yeah, I'll walk over to the back of this cart here.
Okay.
But my thought being like, we're gonna step inside and then like free everybody.
You whisper that.
Yes.
Wait, to me?
We'll get you out later.
Okay, so
We'll
what?
say
You're
it in
gonna
the
put me
ring.
in the cart and then follow this guy to figure out where he's taking our shit?
That's not. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Whoops.
Sure.
Do that.
Ah.
Okay. So put me in the cart. Come get me later.
If anything goes wrong, you can poof out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Misty, stuff yourself out.
Help the people in there. We'll go see what's going on here.
Okay, so as you walk over, you sort of open the back of this big sort of metal backed wagon. So it's a big metal wagon, like you might see the police use in Sherlock Holmes stories. So it's a wagon that's made of metal. Cool. But you open the door and you sort of walk inside. It smells rank. It has like 20 people all shoved inside, manacled and whimpering. And they sort of look over at you and sort of back down at the sight of another hunter and a new prisoner to add. One of the prisoners goes, "Another one. There's not any more room."
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, as soon as Wynn like puts me in there, I'm gonna sit up, suddenly awake. I'm not passed out anymore. So I like
Shaw, I'll take care of this. Wink.
Wink.
Walk away.
And the prisoner looks at you confused as Shar, you are awake and seated there but shoved inside as they close the doors.
Okay.
To keep up appearances.
Okay. And
Meanwhile,
there's only prisoners in this cart. There's no...
Currently there are prisoners in this cart.
But there's no guards in the cart.
It's too cramped.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a cramped prison cart.
Okay.
The Venatorus Liasai guy goes inside.
Sorry, last question. Is the only way to look inside the cart, like, through the, like, door we were put into?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
So there's no other windows?
It is a prison cart.
Okay. Everyone else is, like, manacled?
They are.
Okay. I still have my lockpick in my boot. So, I'm gonna take it out, and I'm gonna look at the person across from me and then say... And then I'm gonna start trying to undo his locks.
I mean, that's very nice of you, but where do we go from here?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so you begin doing that.
So I'm gonna start doing that and tell everyone to make it look like they're still locked up. So we'll figure it out later.
We will get to that in a second. When, as you step outside with Nala, you see the Venatorus Liasai dude take Shar's stuff inside the big building.
Okay.
Get my shit.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Go find her shit and Qren's shit.
You head
Qren's
that direction
shit.
as the bells are continuing to go off.
Ting, 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 ting.
Lilia, you walk inside and the underwarden sort of looks up at you. Oh, Elliot. And what you see in the underwarden is it's sort of a hunter, but he's got sort of a longish wizardy type beard, and he's an older man, wearing more robes than armor, but he still does have sort of a gun. He looks like a somewhat magical person as well. He looks up at you and says, "Oh, Elliot, what are you doing here?" Alarm, yes.
Yeah, I brought a prisoner, and then the alarm started going off, so I figured I might be able to try to make myself useful.
Yes, well, they shouldn't be able to get too far if they go the wrong way in the castle prison, and we are crawling with people, so I suspect it will be okay. Do you have a name or classification of your prisoner?
Classification, at least. Would this be information that I would know, like the classification?
You would know, like, they label people as race and gender and that sort of thing.
It was female, half-elf.
All right. Wonderful. Another one for the camps. Our great leader will be pleased, I'm sure, with this shipment.
Our great leader.
Anyway, he's going to actually just make a general deception check or performance, whichever you wish, as you're just trying to maintain this illusion of Elliot and not using his voice exactly. So it's just trying to maintain it.
Alright. Hold on. Mathing. That is a 22.
Okay. So he gives you a little bit of a look, but you sound like you need a lozenge or something. Here. And he reaches underneath his desk and pulls out like these sort of little packet,
candy.
like a bag of candy, and hands you one. I swear by these in the cold months.
Yeah, it's that time of year, am I right?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's spring, but you know,
well, no, it's allergy
still
season.
cold.
It's all the nonsense starts. Ugh,
Anyway, if you want to go check out if you can help, please do. That's, by the way, I'm impressed. I hear you haven't gotten a capture in your time with us.
yeah, it's
So good job.
It's my first one, but I'm trying to work hard to get some more.
As you're talking, a Venatorus Liasai dude, a hunter, walks by you carrying Shar's equipment, and when you go in through the door, the guards are just like, yeah, alarm, whatever. As you head in through the door, and you watch as that hunter heads through the door in the back of this room, which is far to the right and far ahead of you, past the underwarden. And Nala, you followed, I'm assuming? Or did you?
I assume I'm actually going to stay behind. I'm just going to
Okay.
stand, like pretend I'm guarding and just be like...
Yeah, I talked through the ring and told Nala what I was doing, and I said either, depending on what happens, either I'll stay in the cart, and once we get out of the city, I can bust us all out, and we'll just run away. Or if we need a distraction or something now, I'll bust the door open and
it's too hard.
And yeah, you can set shit on fire, and we'll just cause a massive disruption.
And I just replied,
You don't have to talk into the ring. It's just as long as it's activated, it just attacks your speech.
Everyone sees this undead creature just at nothing go
standing there. And you're just sort of standing in front of this cart. You notice, by the way, there are no other Morlas soldiers standing around in this courtyard. and the hunter who guided you in has walked off. So it's an interesting sight. The guard who's guarding the bigger cart sort of turns and looks down at you with a really weird look, and then turns and over his shoulder and calls the guy who's guarding whatever this building is, the shed up to the north, to come down. And he sort of comes down, and they sort of whisper to each other, and while looking at you.
Stay there.
All right.
Meanwhile, can casually walk away.
I'm just gonna pace back and forth like I'm supposed to be. I was told to do this.
Meanwhile, in the castle prison, inside the prison proper, you are all walking out of this prison. A lot of the prisoners are now being guided up. I'm gonna move a bunch of these dudes. They move very far to the left, and Qren, do you continue following the?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna try to stay trying to stay close to a room at all times so that I could duck in if necessary.
Okay. You notice that the Venatoris Laesai dude in the far right has cast a spell on this area, on the far right, and gone, they're not here. Keep searching. Wave your arms around wildly or something to all the guards. And the guards literally begin to wave their swords and whatnot. It's a very tight sort of passageway anyway, but I'm going to need you to make a stealth check with advantage along with Kairi. Because you are invisible.
$19.
19 is very good.
Good job, Qren.
I'm just so used to people rolling above 20 on their things that I'm oh, 19.
Unfortunately, as you walk ahead of her, Kairi sort of, this guard who you pass by sort of whacks, and Kairi goes, as the sword whacks her a little bit. As the hunter on the far right begins walking to the west, starting to cast spells in each of the areas, and the guard turns to the hunter and says, "I think I found something," and reaches out to grab Kairi.
Oh no!
And so it's going to be a contested check here.
Oh god!
Grapple check. She is not strong, but that is a natural 20 on her part.
What?
And a 4 on his.
Fast.
So she ducks and the guard's "Where'd you go?" And she sort of tick 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 and runs, but she is not making noise. So unfortunately, he can still hear her, and the hunter sort of sprints down this way. And given this circumstance, the hunter on the far right yells to everybody else, "I think we found one of them!" And the guards sort of post up on the staircase, leading the rest of the prisoners up as quickly as possible. One of them just gets grabbed by one of the hunters and held behind, or these three, as they crap, come on, as these two guards sort of block the staircase, as they think they've found something. Do you do anything?
I'm going to cast...
Note your invisibility will drop if cast.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to do...
Always catches Qren with
I'm not going to do anything.
Trip somebody.
I'm going to try... I'm gonna.
Kairi-
So they don't know where Kairi is. They know we're in this hallway now.
They know that he whacked her with a sword farther to the right down this hall, or farther to the east, and then she dodged and made noise as she ran west. Because she ran on the ground instead of stealthing. And Kairi's like, I have a Hail Mary.
Okay.
But it's up to you first.
What kind of a Hail Mary are we talking?
this
Damage or distraction?
Charming. And you're whispering, and right now this guard is walking to the right, as is this hunter, as you are deciding. And the hunter raises his hand to do something, but you get a round to do something.
Do it.
Okay. And she sort of turns and... Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
I'm trying to decide which direction to go now.
I just want to see if I can cast that on. Do I not have... I thought I had. Give me 1 second. So she looks at the hunter.
We started out so strong.
And just says, I suggest you let us go.
These are not the droids.
That's your Hail Mary.
That's all she got.
Okay.
She's got a little more, but that's what she's going to do.
Okay.
And the hunter, one of the normal ones, sort of, as he goes to do something, Kairi appears, and he fails his saving throw.
Nice.
And he says, and he lowers his hand and says, "All right, carry on." And the guard's like, "What? There she is, sir!" And the guy's like, "We gotta let her go. I mean, look at her."
While they're talking to Kairi, can I start moving?
Yes.
I'm gonna move this direction.
Okay. Kairi's sort of standing there and with her hands up and sort of starts backing up. And the guard's like, "Sir, that doesn't make any sense." And this guard sort of steps in between them as Kairi sort of backs up into this guard. And the guard sort of grabs her and she's like, "Your boss says to let me go." "Your boss says to let me go, actually. That's what he's saying right now, right, sir?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, we should let her go." And the guard's like, "Sir, that doesn't make any sense. This one killed a guard, didn't she?" And he's like, "We just gotta let her go. Don't know what to tell you. I feel like it's the right thing to do."
Only know you love her when you let her go.
Is this a charm person? Is that what she used?
She is suggestion.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the staircase up top, a hunter shoves past these guards carrying Shar's weaponry.
Do I... Wait, so like... With Shar's weaponry, is he like... Is there... I know she has like, obviously her bow and stuff, but also like daggers?
Yep.
Are the
Bow,
daggers on
daggers.
top?
On top, like he's carrying sort of a bundle. They're wrapped in sort of a leather.
Oh, okay, so he's not like holding it in a way that I could grab anything.
I mean, you could try.
Well, because like... Obviously, there's a lot of big things, but if there was something like sticking out the side that I could maybe try to like stealthily grab, maybe.
Okay. So I mean, there's you could try and grab a dagger if you wanted to.
Yes.
As he walks to the right here.
I imagine he's distracted by the things happening.
He is sort of looking around, going, "It's really weird." He's just sort of trying to keep his head down and carry this stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I try to grab?
Yes. So make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Ooh,
But invisibility.
that's a dex. I have added things. 17.
Not bad.
It's not great, but it's not terrible.
He rolled pretty terribly, so you'd manage to grab a dagger, and he doesn't really notice. You sort of slip it out, so you have a dagger that becomes invisible as you grab it, so it vanishes from into midair.
Okay.
Ooh.
Actually, hold up. Okay, attacks or casts a spell, so that did not count as something that made you invisible, so that was correct. So you have a dagger as he walks past, and he's like, sorry, mate, I gotta deliver. Can I get past to this other hunter? And the hunter's like, yeah, sure, mate. And he walks inside this back room. And if you, he opens the doors.
There's a room right there.
Yep.
Okay.
So he opens the door, so you can sort of see that he opened a door back there, and if you move to look, you might be able to see inside it a little better.
So presumably that's where all the shit is.
Make a perception check past the guard who's standing in front of you and the prisoners who are all sort of huddled in that little hallway.
9.
9. You see crates and things, and he's walking in there. It's easy to deduce, but you can't actually make out any of any stuff. Yeah.
I'm so close
Meanwhile,
to my guns.
Kairi is going to go, I think all of you should let me go. And is going to cast Charm Person at the 5th level.
Ooh.
That taps her out, but she's just trying to get people to leave her alone. So all of the hunter... Well, the guard, the 2 guards and the hunter that you are next to, Qren, have to make a wisdom save against her. And only one of them failed.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, and it was this guard. So the guard next to the hunter who initially was like, we should just let her go, is also like, yeah, I mean, she's our friend, so we should let her go. That makes sense to me now. And the guard who's holding on to Kairi's like, what are you two talking about? That doesn't, mate. And calls to the other hunter. Uh-oh. Something's wrong with these two. And the hunter's like, yeah, I know. And walks over. Oh. You guard, take this prisoner. Here, have some manacles, and hands some manacles to the guard, who turns Kairi around, and Kairi is looking around sort of scared, and then she sort of does a weird little smile and vanishes and appears 30 feet this way, to the west.
Misty step.
Everyone's favorite first level.
Okay.
And actually, no, she's going to go behind her friends.
Oh.
So to the right, and she's going to just sprint down that hallway.
Yeah.
And she yells, come and get me, fuckers!
Queen.
And sprints down that way, and the guard is like, oh, fuck! And then they rush, and they have to, like, make their way past the other 2 guys who are like, we should just let her go. Come on, guys. And Qren, you are there. Meanwhile, up top, if you need a bio break, I also need to pee, so I'm going to do that.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the announcements. Short ones today. Literally barely got anything to talk about. If you want to support me on Patreon, or me and the show on Patreon, go to patreon.com/CameronOfEskDavis. Yeah, you get my music early if you're into that, and you just know that you're supporting the art that I make along with my friends, and that supports the show. Audio equipment and miniatures and stuff are expensive, and yay, thank you. And if you like the music that's used on this show, that's tabletopaudio.com. Tim makes really good stuff. Go check him out. He releases a thing almost every 2 weeks. It's amazing. Also, my next single Bored comes out July 16th on Spotify, etc. Go pre-save it on Spotify. And if you follow me on Spotify, that'll be good shit like I said in the cold open at the beginning, because the actual cold open that we had was probably not, it was not appropriate for the beginning of the thing, so I just went with me talking about, hey, go follow me on Spotify, and maybe one day Tess and I will release Volte Faz music. That'll be good. We had this whole pop music project. It's neither here nor there. It's nothing to do with this. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say, so you know what? Just get back into this absolute nonsense that is occurring. Enjoy the prison break. So meanwhile, upstairs... as you follow inside this bigger room, this bigger building, when a man, one of the large Venatoris Lyasai hunters, walks out from the north room inside this building. That opens up. He opens up the door. You see that it's like an office behind him. And the underwarden immediately looks to him and says, "Oh, sir, there is a little bit of a problem, but we are handling it, I believe." And this man, who you assume to be the warden, is like, "Handle it. What do we know from downstairs?" And the underwarden says, "Oh, I was just checking in another prisoner. I'll go check presently." And turns to Elliot. And says, "Elliot, if you would care to just stay up here. Actually, could you guard this door down to the actual prison, and make sure to just make sure nothing gets by, will you?"
Absolutely.
So the underwarden turns and heads downstairs as well, and opens up that door and closes it behind him. But as he opens it up a bit, you see that there's a staircase.
Ooh. How many people are like super close around me now that I'm like by, which door am I by? The very back one?
You're still in front of the desk there.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I was going to move to guard the door wherever he told me to guard. Wherever the warden told me to guard.
Yeah, that was this door.
Okay, great.
That's why I moved you over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so if I like
another guard comes up.
Oh, okay. I was like, if I whispered something,
maybe you could make a sleight of hand. That counts for everything when you're just trying to be secretive.
Actually,
if you want to whisper something.
I will not try to be secretive. I am going to use message, but I am going to just like use it as like I'm hyping myself up. I go,
love it.
"All right, I am by the door." And I send that message to Qren, just in case.
Make a roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I got a 9.
Oh, no.
Okay, as you send that message and try to be deceptive,
Yep.
you don't know whether it reaches Qren, but Qren, you do not hear anything, and Lilia, you don't get an answer back.
All right, that's fine.
You aimed in the wrong direction was what the d20 was. That's the idea. But you tried. And Wynn, are you doing anything as you walk inside and see the warden, this huge, imposing man?
I'm going to carry on walking like this direction, as though I am going somewhere and not making eye contact.
Okay. The warden sort of watches you. It's like, "You there, Hunter. I don't
Yes,
recognize you." Comes up, walks over to you.
Okay.
"I don't recognize you. You're
Well,
not on our
Musa.
roster here for the castle prison. What you doing here?"
Well, I'm Noosa. I just, I heard there was some trouble. I figured I could come in and see what I could do
Where
to
is Wynn?
calm the situation.
Oh, okay. I just can't.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Does the illusion help?
It'll change the DC.
Okay. Deception, not perception.
Yeah.
Fuck! That's a natural 1.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
And he sort of looks at you very intently.
I am just watching this happen.
It's gonna go bad.
"Come with me." And he sort of walks behind you and indicates that you should go up to his office.
Okay. I'll start walking, but like my eyes are darting over to Lilia, like, help? Help?
Okay. So you head that
Help?
direction. As that's happening,
Lilia's like, I don't know him.
Lilia's like, yeah, and she's just
I don't know her.
best
Sorry.
of luck, bud. You got yourself in it, get yourself out.
as that's happening downstairs, the hunter who is chasing Kairi yells to the other guard who was also chasing Kairi, Go upstairs and let him know I'm on the hunt. Get these prisoners out of here, basically. And so this guard takes off running to the left. Again, Qren, what you doing?
So he's coming towards me.
Yep, sprinting right at you because he can't see you.
I'm gonna step out of the way.
Okay, you sidestep. He runs past you. Do you do anything while he runs past you or anything? Or are you just standing in this hallway?
So I see these 3 guys here.
Those are prisoners, yes, huddled in this hallway.
And they're not, moving.
They're, looking around scared. There's, a couple humans and an elf.
I'm gonna step... How many people... Okay, if I'm in front of them, can I see into that room how many people are in there?
You see what you see, which is a couple of people. You see a guard standing next to a table, and now with this vantage point, you have a little more time now. You can see that there's a lot of equipment and whatnot on the tables. The hunter goes in and sets Char's bow and everything down on the table and indicates to the other guard in there to make note of it, and then turns around to begin walking out again.
Okay, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna let him leave. I'm gonna move out of the way for him to leave.
Okay, he walks down and says, "Prisoners, come with me," and
so they're gonna leave the room.
Leads them this way as the other guard sprints upstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna step into the room. And quick glance around. Can I see my haversack?
Make a perception check.
18.
18, yes. On the far corner, far away from you, there is your haversack and your weapons belt and things.
Okay. Can I go and grab my haversack?
Make a stealth check with advantage to walk around this guard as he heads over to Char's stuff.
17.
17. Okay. The guard does not seem to notice you as you make your way around.
Okay, so wait, where in the room am I going? That corner? Okay.
Upper left.
Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to wait for him to maybe turn with Char's stuff to put it somewhere. And then I'm going to throw anything that's not my arcane focus into the haversack.
Okay.
And then put the haversack with me so it's invisible.
Okay, you wait there for a little while right next to the bag. And the guard picks up the stuff and walks over here. Turns with his back to you to put the stuff in this other crate. And you hurriedly grab your backpack and stick it on, and it disappears on you.
So I've got all my shit.
You've got all your shit.
Okay, has he put down Char's shit yet?
Yep, he opens up a crate and puts it down inside this thing and lowers the lid.
Okay. Now what is he doing?
He takes out sort of a little notebook, turns around, walks over to this side, and
I'm gonna
begins writing
go
in it.
Opposite side.
Okay. Make another stealth check with advantage.
Okay. 18 plus 2, 20.
Okay, still doesn't notice you.
Oh.
Get your hat back.
And there's nobody out in the hallway now that I can see?
You do not see anybody. Additionally, though, this other sort of charmed guard comes over. They sort of walk around, but he's sort of standing there weirdly, sort of talking to this hunter, who both of them seem very nonchalant about everything now, as the prisoners are led away.
I have
by the other hunter.
Question. So I know with my shadow touched feat, I can turn invisibility without using a spell slot once every long rest. Can I cast invisibility and use a spell slot?
I do not believe so, but let me check. Let me read the...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I learned invisibility or if I could just do that.
I think you just were infected with shadows or whatever. Yeah, it's
Infected
not a
with
spell that you know.
Okay, so I can't turn myself invisible if I
Shadows,
cast
that's-
something now.
No.
Okay. And how... So this guy is like Greg. Doesn't have many
He's normal guard guy.
God, but guns are so loud. Oh god. I picked the worst weapon. I have the dagger still.
You do have the dagger.
Stab him.
Can I... Is the door is like open?
It's somewhat ajar, I would say. Yeah.
I'm gonna go and try to quietly stab this guy.
Okay, are you going to stab him,
Quietly
slit his
stab.
throat?
I'm
What are
gonna
you
try to
doing?
slit his throat.
Okay. So you sort of walk around him. I'm going to have you make another stealth check with advantage as you try to get sort of up behind him.
18.
Okay. Barely does not notice you.
So
on
happy
that
that I have advantage. My first roll was a 3.
But
Okay.
you're up behind him, and I'm just going to need you to make a dexterity check to see if you can do this.
Plus 2. 16.
16. All right. So as he sort of finishes writing in his book, you go up with your invisible dagger, and he's like slightly taller than you, and you're up and and you've never slit somebody's throat before, but suddenly blood comes gushing out everywhere.
I hate it.
All over this this
I'm a
like
healer.
table and onto the notebook that had
so much
everybody's
blood.
stuff listed in it, and it's just pouring out of his neck. He's like,
Okay.
and
tattoo, bro.
begins sort of falling down.
Okay. Can I like make
Sort
it
of guide
quiet?
him.
Quiet down?
Yep, you guide him, and sort of hold his mouth shut. That's
Is
fine.
any of these like crates empty?
You can make an investigation check.
Can I see if there's a crate I can throw him in?
What is this, a Far Cry game?
I'm playing Mass Effect right now.
It's fucking Sweetie Todd.
Oh no, wait.
all right,
That was Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, you threw him in crates.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, Mass Effect.
I'm bad at a lot of games, okay? They all blend together. I'm just bad at all
the
of them.
bodies just disappear.
The only
okay,
game I
make
can
an
play is
investigation
Dragon
check.
Age. I had to build skill in that one. Investigation, I rolled a 11.
11. You check some of the crates. It seems like most of these crates have something in it.
Okay, I'm just gonna
But you might be able to fit him in, but it wouldn't be pretty.
Wouldn't be great. Okay,
Take
so
Char's
I'm
shit
gonna
and
go
put
to
him
the
in.
crate where
like a leg
Char's
out.
things are. I'm gonna put Char's things into the haversack, and then I'm gonna. Is that one that he might fit in?
Okay, note that as you did that attack, you are now visible.
Great. I love that for me. Okay.
But the door is not ajar enough, and those guards that are standing outside don't seem to be giving a shit about anything right now.
Okay.
So you're still, like, fine, but you are visible in this room.
Great.
But you take out Char's stuff. Char's bow may not fit in the haversack with all the stuff you have out.
Okay, that's
Take the
fine. I can
skeletons out.
put that on my
Take the skeletons.
shoulder.
Sure. So you have her stuff.
Okay.
And meanwhile,
Comes next.
upstairs.
Oh god.
I can't send them a message real quick.
Sure.
By which I mean
I'd let you do
like
it.
sending, because I don't have the ability to send message. I'm gonna send it to.
Note that you don't know what's happening upstairs.
Well,
at
I'm
all.
gonna send it to Lilia because she generally seems like team leader, I guess.
She is. We voted her. as
She's
team leader.
the one that does the talking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, howdy. I'm just covered in blood and no longer invisible. I killed a guy. It was very stressful. I'm stuck in the room with all of the things, so I do have guns.
You hear that, Lilia, as you watch Wynn get taken off by the warden, and as the underwarden passes by you.
So much blood, Lilia. Just blood. It's like the
Also
God of
important
War
to note-
games Where you, at the end of a level, you're just like covered in blood.
Covered, yeah. Or the first Dragon Age.
Or the first Dragon Age.
And while you hear this message, a guard comes bolting out of the room, out of that door, which gets flung wide open. And this guard sprints over and, like, as the warden leads Wynn into the office, this guard runs over to the warden and says, "Sir, we one of the prisoners escaped, and they ran to the right. They ran east deeper into the thing. One of our hunters is chasing after him." And the warden says, "Which prisoner?" And he's like, "It was the weird elf one." And the warden thinks for a second. "I'll deal with you in a second," and pointing at Wynn, and closes the door to the office.
Great! Awesome!
Praise we just.
Time to do some reconnaissance.
The warden walks over to the desk, with the other guard, and points at one of the pages in the ledger. "That cell?" And the guard's like, "Yeah, that one. There was another prisoner. Where's the other one?" And the guard goes, I don't know. The elven one had magic, and a couple people downstairs are a little bit, charmed, I think." And the warden's like,
"Well, you know that wasn't me." Not charming.
"Go find him." And the guard says, I will, sir," and heads back downstairs.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Lilia, you have received that message. Do you say anything back?
I'm just making sure anything I say out in the world is what Qren hears back, correct?
For the next little while, yeah.
25.
25 words.
I say, "Hoo boy, I'd hate to be that guy they're looking for.
Motherfucker.
I'll just stay here guarding the main door."
You say out loud.
It's like kind of to myself, but like I'm assuming that most people
The
think
other
I'm
guard's
just a
like-
weird dude. Like
The
hell
other
yeah.
guard next to you is like, "Yeah,
love
that
this
would
so
suck
much.
being one of those guys.
Right?
You don't want to be a prisoner."
God.
And the warden grabs this other guard who's just standing in the center and says, "Get these carts moving. We'll deal with the other prisoners later." And the guard's like, "Sure, sir," and heads outside. As the last of the prisoners that were outside get loaded up, including some more that come up from down underground.
I like kind of have the like with the reception ring. I also am just making small talk with the other guy. I'm like, "Oh, they're moving the carts already."
Okay, we're within 300 feet, I would say.
Yeah.
So, Qren, you're now also hearing
Well, I don't.
No, you wouldn't
this
hear
is for Shar. This is for Shar.
Wynn and Shar and Nala. You would hear.
I don't get to be part of the cool club with rings.
Also, meanwhile, sorry, it's been a little while for you guys. Shar, you have had a little bit of time, but I'm going to just have you make 3 thieves' tools checks.
Okay. That is a 21,
Okay.
a 21,
Okay.
and a 21.
321. What are the odds?
What are the
So
odds?
reliably.
So you are able. They're not that hard of these manacles. Not all of them are the magical ones. The guy who you were speaking with originally, you had to give up on his because they are a little too hard.
Okay.
But everybody else wasn't a magical person, so they had normal manacles that were able to be unlocked.
Oh, that guy.
But
that
the one
sucks.
dude who was sort of talking low to you,
Yeah.
is still locked up.
Okay.
Nala, these 2 guards sort of walk towards you.
Going back and forth this whole time.
All right, and sort of look at you, and they say, "Soldier, don't you have orders somewhere else?"
Stay put.
You
Make a deception check.
Does the illusion help?
This is going great, guys.
I haven't had to roll on D&D.
It hasn't gone completely bad though yet.
Yeah,
We're not terrible at this.
It's like
Not all captured.
it's off
12.
the rails, but there hasn't been a train wreck quite yet.
12?
12.
Oh no!
D&D Beyond
Oh,
loves
no.
Nala so much.
Stop using it.
Yeah, we gotta
just
get you
use
some
your
real
dice.
dice.
No.
He has real dice. He just
Fine,
refuses to use
We
them.
gotta get you using
I like
some
that
real
it's
dice.
kept track. It's in the log.
What? Why?
I do like that too. But Nala, the guard who asked you that question sort of goes in and grabs you and sort of feels your armor and everything.
I don't have
knew
armor, but my
this
scales,
is a fucking
yeah.
well, your scales and whatnot, and just this is an illusion. You
Uh-oh.
and draws like
Flame
a weapon.
breath.
Oh, jeez, really?
Oh, boy.
Would have been me.
I imagine I hear this going on.
This is what Yahtzee Croshaw calls a cock-up cascade.
Bless you.
Flame breath, I guess.
So you
Oh shit.
unleash a cone.
Bless
I'm
you.
assuming.
Are these things metal cards?
They're
or
metal
they
cards.
wooden? Okay,
Pretty
they're metal.
fully metal.
Okay, I'll do cone if that's the case.
Okay, so from this undeadish mouth comes a burst of flame and electricity.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
She would have done that.
What? No, it's perfect.
What's their deck save?
Oh, right. 19 and 9.
Okay, so one of them fails. Okay. 3d8 fire. 18 fire and 13 lightning. 18 fire, 13 lightning.
Okay, you blast out this massive cone of this crap, and you hear them go ah! And as they are engulfed in this flame and sort of blasted backwards into smoldering heaps on the ground, and everybody heard that. You, Shar, you hear that happen.
Yeah.
As that happens as well, a guy who had run out of the big building rushes up to the big cart and gets on top of it. As he watches you do that, he's like about to get the cart going, and watches you do that and just goes "Hiya!" and tries to take off with this cart, the middle one, and he yells, "We're off! We're going! We're under attack!" And he tells the other two
Freaking
carts to
spell
get going too.
Firebolt. If I can.
Okay.
On this guy?
Yeah, on the guy with the thing. Let me see if I hit him. Okay, yeah, I hit him. That's 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Oh god.
Let's see if the
It's gonna go really great.
Into
one
the
of those-
ring, I'm gonna say, shit's hitting the
one of
fan out
those-
here, hurry up.
plus 22 fire. Is that enough to do him or no?
Yep. So
there we go.
I'm gonna say Nala blew her cover.
and he
is what I'm gonna
and
say
he
to you
gets-
guys.
he gets blasted and dies. The guards here are like, "What the fuck, warden, warden!" And the warden steps outside.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck.
And by the way, some guards from below this map come over and grab the other two carts, and they do start moving, including the one that Char's in.
Oh shit!
I don't know if I should. I feel like I should stay in the cart.
You want to stay in the cart?
I feel like I should.
You're in it.
Say, guys, I'm moving. Should I? What should I say?
Should I stay or should
Just
I
like
go?
very quietly. It's like Misty Step if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the carts leave, except the big one because.
That's our getaway vehicle.
And the warden steps out and sees you, Nala, and grabs this other guard who like called for him and says, "I'll handle it. You get that cart down." And the warden sort of steps over to you. Oh God. on his turn.
I know I'm off the map, but I'm like gonna be trying to like peer out through the back and see if there's any place I could, if needed, Misty step out to and hide. But
Okay.
I'm not doing that right now.
Okay.
doing
We'll
the
get to
Nala
that in a
thing
second.
right
But this massive man is going to gosh, what is he gonna do?
It's gonna do a thing.
Is going to cast a spell.
Which I will counter. 4th level.
And he notices you do that and says, you're not a normal one, are you? And he takes out sort of a whistle.
Oh no!
And he blows into it, and no sound comes out.
Dogs!
Oh, it's gonna be the Devas. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Or dogs.
Or both.
Or both.
As that's happening,
Fine.
Win, you're inside the warden's office.
Yeah.
Oof.
Whatever's on his desk, I'm just gonna take it.
Are you the only one in
Just
there?
grab some shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shove it into your bag.
Yeah, and then having done that, I'm just gonna like quickly peek outside. Like, is the warden gone? Can I like try and sneak out?
Okay, you take a peek outside.
This is going great.
You see
Going
that
very well.
some guards have come. This guard's going.
I can't. Hang on.
Let me open the
move
door.
out
for
of the door. There we go.
Yeah, so you peek outside. I can open the door a little bit for you.
Okay.
Oops.
I got it.
That's not what I wanted to do. Whoop.
Okay.
So you peek out, and you see that there's. So if you're here,
Yeah.
there, you see that there's a few guards. Damn it! I know this is possible. There we go. You see that there's a few guards getting ready. You also see. That's what you see in that room. Mm-hmm. The guard who was guarding the door with Lilia, by the way, has rushed off to go help whatever commotion is happening.
Okay.
Okay.
On this guard outside's turn, he's going to shove the dead guard off the carriage and start the carriage moving.
Damn it.
Jeez.
And the carriage can move pretty far because it's got 4 horses pulling it. So it just takes off.
Okay.
Doing anything, Win.
I'm gonna try and sneak past here and go towards Lilia.
Okay, you go that way.
Yeah.
Make a deception or performance check for me.
Okay.
Is it just one person one guard on each carriage?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the top of it for
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
17.
17?
Yeah.
The guards seem too preoccupied with whatever's
Great.
happening.
Perfect. And I'll just
And as that happens,
keep moving.
Lilia, are you doing anything right now?
So everything is in a commotion right now, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
You have heard that guards have died.
Stuff is
That
happening.
sort of shit has happened, yes.
So, as Wynn comes over to me, I will look at him and I go, "We have to secure the prisoners," and I open the door and run downstairs.
Great.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm determining whether or not to say, "Wynn, you stay," or like, "Hey, you stay here, guard my spot." I'm gonna go. I will leave Wynn to decide what he wants to do, but I will book it downstairs.
No, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Okay, give me one moment.
Because Qren told me that he got the stuff, right?
He did.
And I know where the room is that they keep the stuff.
You do.
Great.
The tools for success. I
Yes.
did it.
You did
I
it.
am a successful man. I killed a man without magic, and I feel weird
Yeah.
about it, but I did it.
That's
You learn from
great.
Shar, man.
Cut
Oh my
his
God.
fucking throat, you guys. Who am I?
As you step downstairs, you should be on the other map now.
Yes.
Okay.
These 3 prisoners are already upstairs. This hunter needs to be sent upstairs. This is a lot to coordinate. Why'd I do this to myself?
To give us pain.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, he would have already been up there. All right, so as you step downstairs, you see two guards sort of blocking your path. They're sort of in the passageway there. The underwarden has walked down over here and is just finishing casting a spell on both of these two guards to the right, the ones that were charmed by Kairi. Mm-hmm. So they are no longer charmed, it appears. And Qren, you watch as the underwarden, this weird wizened old man, same wizened old man who you saw come to your cage in the previous session, was the underwarden. I don't know if that's the right title for dude working underneath a warden, but it seems to make sense to me. So
I keep thinking
Qren,
Undertaker, and I'm like, that's a different job.
Yes, he's going to never mind. I was going to make a wrestling reference and totally forgot his big fucking finishing move. Whatever.
Tombstone.
Yeah, tombstone pile driver. Everybody. That's what's going to happen. Anyway, you get downstairs, Lilia and Wynn.
Can you ping for me the room? Because I know Lilia's supposed to know where it is, but I don't.
Yes, so Lilia, you see that there is a slight passageway here.
Okay.
Like a corner. That is the passageway to the room.
Okay. I will just... and the Undertaker is right there. Or the, whatever, Underwarden.
Right. The Underwarden is right there. Casting a spell and now going, all right. Mind you actually go and find this prisoner? And they, sort of turn and go, yes, sir, we'll follow. And they head that way.
I will just hustle and bustle my way towards the passageway.
Okay. You head that direction.
Mm-hmm.
The Underwarden turns around and says, Elliot, I told you to watch the door upstairs.
There is a prison break happening upstairs as well. There's been an imposter. Somebody is setting fire to the carts.
Make a... Well, it's not lying.
No.
Make a persuasion check.
This is the one time I'm telling the truth.
Oh my god.
This is too hard.
Yeah.
This is too hard.
I didn't get a chance that time. He grabbed me by the throat. I would have said it, but...
It's another 22.
22. He's like, well, then shouldn't you be upstairs dealing with that?
Well,
He does believe you.
It looks like some of the... I don't know if any of the prisoners have... Because of all of the other stuff, I was going to go check to make sure that their magical items were secure.
Okay. Well, let's do that together then.
Yeah.
Qren, you hear that conversation?
But I...
Doing anything, Qren? Or Lilia, did you want to do something else?
I was just gonna, so I think I can secure that room by myself, but I think they might need your assistance and strength upstairs. I don't think my strength is gonna come
by the door, so I'm not obvious when you come in the room.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I got my knife.
Yeah, you're feeling it now. The call of the rogue.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Lilia, make a...
I don't want to multi-class.
Shelley Duvall in The Shining, just
Dexterity for
Since you're suggesting a course of action for your superior, make a deception check or persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh,
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Nuts.
Come on.
Oh, damn it. All right, with disadvantage, it's an 18.
Okay, he rolled a natural 18 plus 6.
Okay.
So he's like, since you've captured one person, you're becoming a little too big for your britches, Elliot. Come with me. We will check it out together.
Apologies, sir.
You can move your person, by the way.
Okay.
And he's just sort of looking at the other person, Win. Are you following Lilia right now?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. The
I
Underwarden
can't make decisions
sort of
by
turns
myself.
to you and goes, I don't recognize you.
Yes!
This is amazing.
What are you doing here with Elliot?
Well, someone's got to keep an eye on him. You know how he is.
He lost his dog!
Oh my god.
I don't know what to make you roll for that.
Can I respond?
Sure. As part of the scene study
yeah.
that you're doing.
How about when you catch someone, you can start to talk to me like that? Why don't you go back upstairs and deal with them up there?
Both of you make deception checks.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
It's great.
Sorry, Natasha's dice. You're going in jail.
There we go.
I got a 14.
I got a 4.
Yes. Why don't we get
A 4.
that one?
It's only
A
30.
4.
And Lilia, what'd you get?
A 14. I did not roll well.
Okay. That's all right. So they don't buy
I'm gonna
Win's
die.
story, and he's like, "Yes, I think Elliot's right in this case. You upstairs, deal with the problem, and I'll deal with you later, whoever you are."
Hey. Okay.
And
I'll start moving back, but like slowly.
Okay. Does he have?
Take on.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know how many people are on my level.
That's fine.
Okay, and as you walk away, and as Lilia, he sort of shuffles you into the room.
Uh-huh.
He's going to poke out behind you, or around the corner, and aim a spell at Win.
Oh no.
Wish I could see what was happening.
I know.
was like,
me
is
too.
there-
And
I'm
Win,
just looking at my.
Yeah.
and Win, your seeming drops.
Son of a
And
bitch.
he's like, "Fuck!
Oh no.
I knew it, intruders. We have more than that. You're not even Elliot, are you?
Wait.
this,
I can hear
Qren?
this, right?
Yeah, I was
You
like,
do hear this?
God.
Because he came.
I'm
in
invisible
with
now,
I
so
need-
there's
I need
no
you to
point
go.
in me not casting things.
The cock-up cascade
Can I
continues.
cast Blight?
That's fine. That's exactly how it's supposed
So
to
you
go.
just duck out from around the corner
Yeah.
Is this guy the
and cast
Underwarden?
blight.
Oh, wait, no. Can I
Yeah,
cast
he's the Underwood.
Banishment?
Yes, sure.
Good old banishment.
I'm going to cast Banishment.
And actually,
smarter?
How
no,
charismatic
yeah, he
is
wouldn't-
this individual?
You cast banishment as
a
you
wizard.
duck around the side through the door. As he's facing away from you, he doesn't notice you casting that spell, so cannot counter it.
Oh, that's
Luckily
great.
for you. What's the save
It
again?
is a charisma save.
It's 100.
DC is
100.
35.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's 17.
He has advantage on those saves anyway, and rolled a natural 16 plus 3.
Oh no.
So
One
he
of
feels
these
that happen,
guys.
and then turns around to look at you.
Can I make it to Qren?
Yes. You
So
would be able to have walked in the room
Great.
before any sort of combat order starts.
so I grab Qren and I cast Dimension Door.
Yay!
Okay.
Thanks, Lilia.
Oh, yeah, we're just like ditching Win
I
now.
win.
Oh, man, deja vu.
Where are you guys
All right.
gonna go?
Where are you dimension dooring?
Okay, so Dimension Door is 500 feet, yes?
Correct.
Hold on, let me double check that. It's 500
Come to
feet.
me.
So, because I know it's only so far. Actually, I will try to get us close to the entrance for where the carts are.
Okay, so the big building upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one moment. Oops, wrong map. I'm switching you to the other map again. And you already saw it, so you would be able to get up there.
Yeah.
Where did I find a skull medallion?
You found it. I don't remember, but that's an item that you never identified.
Ooh, we never identified it.
We didn't give it to Vidar.
So you get teleported upstairs. Whoosh! There are 3 guards around. They're all sort of running and looking scared. And as that happens, we will have to actually roll some sort of initiative to keep track of it.
I had 2 unidentified things.
Yeah.
Oh, so we
haven't
couldn't
given
make it
Vidar all of
outside
our
to
shit.
where the carts were?
Oh, I thought you said near the entrance.
No, I said like where the carts were exiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like outside where like we left Nala, and I assumed everything would be okay.
There.
No, it's
you
not
appear there
okay.
then.
Okay.
All right. Initiative scores. Win.
21.
Ooh, nice.
Lilia.
Me? 22.
Yep. Shar.
Oh, am I rolling? I didn't realize I was part of this. Okay.
Yeah, you're sort of. I'll just put in like, oh, what's
Well,
happening
it's not
there?
great
for-
anyway. It's 12.
Okay. Nala.
Also got 21.
Nice.
Okay, you're going to be after Win because I didn't put enough space to
Cool.
write down everybody's names.
Yeah.
Qren.
18.
18. All right.
As long as I could
It
afford
is.
guards.
It is the hunter's turn first.
Ah, damn it.
What did they get for their
Ups.
initiative roll?
24.
Oh my god.
that does
Man,
not-
those are the one
that does not
people
count.
I wanted to go before.
That does not count as the warden. He's a separate beast.
No, I want to stop the cart.
So a hunter comes rushing out of the room. Upstairs. Downstairs. Kayri's off the map by now.
Yeah, she's kind of on her own.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, that's all that happens there. Lilia, it is your go.
Okay. Now I can just barely see one of the carts. Is that the same cart that Shar is in?
No, it isn't. That one by this point would have taken off as well.
Where? How far away am I?
So the carts would be, at this point with all the stuff that's happened, they're getting out of the castle courtyard and getting onto the street,
Damn it.
I don't know where
which
I am.
is 600, 700 feet away.
Oh Jesus.
Well, there
They're
goes that.
pulled by a lot of horses and they sprinted south.
Damn, I get a single shot on.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, time is wibbly wobbly.
I guess that there's
hard
all
to
of these guards right here. So I'll go ahead and cast Synaptic Static on those suckers.
Okay, on all these clumped together to the
Yep.
north of you?
Yeah.
Okay. What save is that?
Intelligence.
Okay. So the hunter got a natural 19.
Yeah.
Just roll damage for me.
D&D Beyond, you fucked me up. Oh, actually not too bad. It's 32.
Oh. Well, all the guards die.
Great.
Great! Awesome!
Wow.
So as you send this horrifying static, all the guards just like their brains sort of explode and they sort of leak out of their ears.
Okay.
And the hunter takes sort of half damage, which is, 16. Yeah,
That's a decent
16 damage.
And then I will just continue running.
Okay. And we can somewhat theater of the mind south of this because it's just out of. Unfortunately, I didn't make that rest of the courtyard.
I'll be.
But
I'm
we'll see what happens.
still just getting a black square, and I've refreshed like 4 times.
We might still be on the other map. I don't know.
No, Kieran's with me at least.
Yeah, I see you, Qren.
I forgot to move you, Kira.
Oh, okay. That explains so many things. I'm like, I keep refreshing, and everybody's just saying words. Great. I love that for
And
me.
when you're supposed to be downstairs,
Whatever.
I moved the wrong person.
That's okay.
Okay, so you start
I'll be
running,
out of there in
running
a
to the
second.
south. Win, it is your go.
Cool. Great. So gotta go fast. Expeditious retreat.
Gotta go fast.
And I'm just gonna push right on past these guys.
Okay, make a strength check or athletics
Okay.
check versus theirs.
Knock 'em over.
Okay.
So you guys are just running away. That's what's happening.
Yeah, that might be.
Awesome. Okay, 23.
Oh yeah, you just boosh, blast past them, Braun Strowman style, as you
Yeah!
blast
Here
by
comes
them,
the Win Express.
and you rush upstairs.
motherfucker.
Braun Strowman has that thing where he runs around the ring and everybody stands there like they're dazed as he sprints around and just blasts into them. It's very fun.
Yes.
I love him. Anyway,
He's fun.
and they're
When they
doing
give him stuff to
shit
do.
bullshit right now. I'm pissed about it.
Fucking Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon. Sorry, I have feelings, angry feelings about Shane McMahon.
Yes.
And he didn't even act whatever he was supposed to be doing
Yeah.
very well. It was so meandering.
He
and-
definitely forgot his lines.
He did. Totally.
Whatever happened
So
there.
stupid. Anyway, that's months in the past. The point is, when you rush upstairs, and you would have maybe 10 more feet of movement, I'll move you here. So you're
Cool.
sort of in the center of this room.
Excellent.
Nala, it is your go.
All right.
The warden has blown his whistle.
Yeah.
The carts have taken off. Qren and Lilia have appeared in this courtyard. A bunch of guards are dead.
A bunch of guards are dead. Well, at the start of my turn, I rolled a 6, so my breath came back.
Cool.
And I'm going to. I see the carts are gone. I know we gotta get out of here. I see Qren doesn't have his armor on, so I'm gonna
That is
move
correct.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna move one to the left. That's 30. I'm gonna move to there, closer to Qren, and I'm going to tap 5 sorcery points and a 3rd level spell slot to do a twinned haste on both Qren and myself, because I think we're gonna have to run.
So you cast haste, Qren. Your heart suddenly starts
I'm
beating
still just holding a
twice
knife.
as fast, and you're holding this knife while in underclothing and no shoes, and you have appeared, yes, and blood soaked,
covered
and
in
you
blood.
are, and you get this haste from Nala,
And
and I will mark that with, I don't know.
I'm feeling
This
so many
lightning bolt.
things right now.
And I'll use my hasted action now to, I guess, do another movement of 60 feet. But I don't want to do a full 60. I'm gonna go around, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna move 35 feet down south. Can you move me to this square here?
This one?
Yeah, good.
Oh. Ghost just got bigger. Here?
Yeah. Because I don't want to get hit and lose my concentration.
Okay. Oh,
Actually,
I saw
I'll
the
do-
cart and then it disappeared.
I'll do 40. Here, 2 more squares south. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, so you just sprint past the warden who watches you.
Gotta go fast.
And it's the guards' turns.
The guards who
These
are all
two
dead.
guards turn around and see Win and go, ah! and rush over to Win.
Where is Win?
Inside the building.
Oh.
Still
Inside
inside,
the building,
yeah.
you can't
Ditched
see
him.
him.
Unfortunately.
Qren, run faster this time.
And it's
I'm
gonna make.
hasted.
They're going to make their amazing spear strikes at
Should
you.
have done this in the prior engagement with
Ooh,
Qren.
they might actually hit you. That's a dirty 20 and a 22.
Yeah, they do.
All right. And that's
Please
a
don't.
whopping
Please don't.
2 damage.
3 damage
Oh, yes!
and
No.
3 damage.
Win
So
down.
6
These are the
total.
kind of engagements we like.
R.I.P. Win.
6 damage total, and
nice playing with
they
y'all.
stab into you, and you just sort of
Chunky is dead.
look up and smile. And they're like, I'm sorry. Qren, it's your go.
Guards are
Will
fucking
be.
Okay.
imps.
So I
Warden fucking
haven't-
scares me.
I haven't been up here yet. I'm assuming that Lilia is running for an exit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
this is a big courtyard. To the south is where the carts went as well, and the door that you went through, or they went through, to get out. You also would recognize this because you were part of the heist originally. So big courtyard.
And then
South is where all the other districts
So
are.
is the stairs over in one of these spots, or like where's Win gonna come out? There. Oh,
Pinging, yes, that's the door into the building.
But you guys gotta run south though.
okay.
Trying to get.
Yeah.
So with haste,
You get 60 feet, but you also get an extra action where you can do another movement or a regular attack.
okay. So I could like attack this guy, and then run.
Isn't that the
And
warden?
then run again or attack again.
Or the
if you
underwarden?
wanted to.
No,
That's just a-
can you not see his name? Here we go.
No.
I cannot see
The warden's there.
It's gonna take the
Okay.
underwarden a
So
little
I have
bit
to get
up to
past
us.
the warden, but also Win has to get past this guy and the warden.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working with.
That is correct.
Okay.
He's dealing with a couple of guards, but they don't seem to be
But
much
Wynn's
of a
also
threat.
super fast
All right.
Yes.
Does
Qren the Greg the Slayer.
okay.
Gotta keep checking those.
Let's see. So, the warden.
Uh-huh. There he is.
How is he like a big, strong-looking guy?
He's a big
or?
one. He's a
the big one. It's the
Just
underwarden that's
very similar
less
to the,
big one.
Yes, the underwarden seems to be much more of a magically focused individual.
Terrifies me.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna cast. To kind of so with my extra action, that's not a magic one, so I can cast one spell and then maybe like shoot somebody or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my first spell, I'm gonna cast Bane, and I will hit the warden and this other guy over here.
Okay. You let off Bane around you. What save is
That is
that?
a charisma save.
Charisma. Warden has advantage.
That's why
But does
I
not
didn't
make
try banishment again.
But the other guy... the other guy got a 16. So they both failed at Bane.
Okay,
So they're both baned.
Bane!
so that is for his saving throws and attack rolls.
And attack rolls, yes, a negative d4. Yes.
Great.
They are baned.
They are baned. So then I'm going to also shoot at. Well, no, I'm just gonna run. So since I'm hasted, I can run
60.
60.
Plus, you can use your hasted action to run another 30.
So you can run 90.
No, another 60. It's another movement phase.
Oh, another
Yeah.
movement. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can run 100.
Okay.
You can do 120 if you want
Run.
to.
Oh
gonna
my
run there.
god.
Wait. Before I run, I'm going to shoot the guy in front of the door. I'm not going to shoot the warden. That seems risky. But I'm going to shoot that guy. But can we just pretend I did that before I moved my guy and counted everything so that I don't have to count again?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I shoot that guy.
Make an attack roll.
Is this with your nice new gun?
Ooh, yeah, with my
Yeah, you
with
would.
my
You would have your new,
fancy gun.
and you attuned before.
Okay, so that is a 17.
For some reason,
17
I
hits.
imagine that it's like a Trigun gun from the anime Trigun.
I don't
So that is
It's just a really
Trigun's
big gun.
great.
10 damage.
try guy.
And then do I do a d6 as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Of cold damage.
So 10 regular damage and then 2 cold
Oh, I
damage.
see.
All right.
Oh, like this shit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
that
you
or-
fire off this gun, and as you fire
and
it,
now
you've
he's
not held
shining.
this gun in your hand any.
What?
You haven't held this gun in a while, or ever really. You haven't fired it yet. But as you fire it, the an intricate sort of snowflake design lights up in this bright light as you blast it out.
Qren
cold
is
damage.
Elsa now.
Schmancy.
Wait, cold damage? It's a cold damage gun?
Yeah, it's frost.
Hell yeah. That's so cool.
He's not shining. The gun
It
doesn't do
does.
that.
In freezing temperatures, the gun shines. Got it.
The gun shines. Yeah.
Okay.
It provides light in the cold.
That's cool.
All right, so you fire that, and it sort of freezes the wound a bit as he looks at you angrily. All right, it is the Underwarden's turn. Who is going to appear outside with a dimension door.
At least that's his action.
Very cool.
Warden, it seems we have a bit of a problem, he says, and the warden's like, I've called in the cavalry.
Great.
You guys gotta
I
God
get out
damn
of
it.
there. Fucking
Yeah.
run.
Meanwhile, Shar, you are in the back of this thing,
Yeah.
and it's really bouncing along, and they stop for just a second, and you hear some sort of commotion outside, and make a perception check.
I always forget what my perception is. Okay, that's a 21. Yeah, 21.
Okay. And you hear, and you like put your ear up against the side, and you hear that they are adding an additional guard, a hunter to the front of it, that is going to, as well as another guard who's actually going to take the cart all the way and on the trip.
Okay, so
the caravan is adding guards right now as
like
the
they're
caravan
climbing
stops.
on, or they're just talking about it.
They're climbing on
Okay.
at the moment.
Oh,
Clambering.
great.
Okay, can I see where out through the back, like
That
where we
idea.
are?
You'd have to. You can try opening the back discreetly. It is a big metal door.
Oh, I thought there was like a little window or something.
Big metal door.
Okay, so I
that's,
can't see out at
completely
all.
dark in there. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Unless you open it up.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm just trying to gauge how far I am from.
Make an intelligence check
Okay.
to do a Sherlock
Oh,
Holmes
that's
move.
shitty. Just straight intelligence. So
Yeah.
that's +3. Okay, not good. That's a 7. I have no fucking idea.
7. It's you don't know how to gauge how fast the cart was moving versus
okay.
versus everything else.
Okay.
So you don't know how far you are.
Okay. I have a plan, but I need to. I don't know. Should I wait? Do you think I should wait?
I think that plane just got thrown out.
Yeah,
the
I
window.
don't have a plan anymore. Okay.
'Cause you don't have a dagger even.
Yeah, I don't have shit. Okay, I'm gonna wait till the cart starts. So there's gonna be 3 guards now, like all 3 in the front. Is that the thing?
On this cart,
Yes.
but you also get the idea that they've added additional guards for the caravan itself because they have to travel a decent ways.
Okay. So there's walking along the side or something.
Or they have their own. You don't really know.
Okay.
They just said they're adding.
Okay,
adding
I'm gonna
additional
wait till the
security.
cart starts moving again.
Okay. So that won't happen this round.
Okay.
So this round you're
Okay.
waiting there and you hear that happening.
Okay, I'm trying to formulate a plan. So I'll wait till it starts moving
I
again.
didn't know the.
What?
It's the warden's go. And he's going to aim at. He's going to turn. He's going to aim at all 3, Nala, Qren, and Lilia, and take 3 shots with his pistol.
They all have
That'll
minus
They've
attacks.
got guns.
And don't forget, he's got his
I know, I know.
bane.
I know he is banned.
I never used it, so
want, yeah.
when it's
What
used,
else can I do?
First one on Nala is a bad. Second one is 16 plus 9, doesn't matter what I roll. On Qren, 16 plus 9 minus 4. I still think that's above your no armor class, because you're not wearing armor.
Yeah.
So second one
Like
hits.
12 right
Well,
now.
you do have a +2 on your normal armor.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 14.
Oh god.
Still hits you, obviously. That's 13 points of 13 points of piercing damage. And the last one on Lilia was a natural 20.
No, it's not.
Are you within range?
I'm in.
I should be.
It's on her,
30.
right?
Yeah.
She's 35 feet away from me.
We're too fast.
Oh. No.
Sorry about
So
it.
that does hit you, Lilia.
This is the time where you...
That's 18 points of piercing damage as you feel this bullet just embed itself
Bang.
in your side, and he sort of does the little blowing into the barrel thing,
Jackass.
and is gonna like start stalking south a bit. And as that happens, from the west flies in an angel.
Hell.
Fuck this.
Catch a break.
Fuck
I'm gonna
this
do
shit,
a
I'm
balls
out.
to the
No
wall.
thanks.
Idiotic thing in a minute.
All right, so an angel flies in, but that's all the angel can do.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
And it does appear to be a like
This
soldier
is a tough
variant
fight.
Deva. Like what you fought in the time skip beforehand. That's what this is. Like a long time ago.
Yep.
On top of the wall. All right.
Sweet.
It is the hunter's go. The one that's available, rather. And he's going to do something, I'm sure. He's going to cast Magic Missile at Lilia.
I'm attacking the darkness.
And he casts Magic Missile. And it does an amazing 13 points of force damage.
Do I get to roll
As these
anything?
missiles just fire out.
They
Nope, not for
automatically
Magic
hit.
Missile.
That's the
What?
problem.
Magic missile.
Magic Missile automatically hits. Yeah.
Sorry, so it's 13 points of damage?
13 points of force damage as these bolts
right.
just come out of his hand and fly and then boom into your sort of back as you get hit by those. And he's going to step
That's
a little bit forward.
Stupid attack that you can't avoid.
Yeah. Shield automatically blocks it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
shield works. Yeah. And no one's downstairs, so you don't know what's going on down there. All right. It is Lilia's go.
Okay, so since we're outside, and I know that we're doing like Theater of the Mind for South, is it like South goes like into the city, right?
Yes, so there's a door. I would say the wall extends just a little bit beyond, like maybe 2 more squares. There's a wall with the gate and everything, and it's currently open because it let all the carts go.
Great.
And then that goes into the Nobles District, pretty much directly there. And beyond that, the Theater District.
Okay. And can I see
And
like
the Nobles District, obviously, a bunch of houses and alleyways and things.
so I can like see some of like the rooftops of houses, yes?
Yes, they are pretty far away from here, like a football field away or more. But
Yeah,
yes.
but a football field I can manage with. I can get away to.
Oh,
a
actually,
football
it would be even somewhat closer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd say,
field. Okay. So
700 feet?
because fuck this shit, I can't reach anyone else to take anyone else with me.
Everyone else is a version of hasted other than you, so.
Yeah. Okay. I won't feel so bad about getting my shit out of there then. Also because right now I'm not doing super great health-wise. So I'm gonna dimension door myself to like one of the closer rooftops.
okay, you can get to like a little bit off the street,
Okay.
just in the Nobles District.
Okay.
So in front of you, you see a house, and you sort of, or you see in the distance a house, and you teleport, and you're sort of in an alleyway near a house,
Okay.
but not on the rooftop.
Okay, great.
But you vanish.
Excellent. And
And
I don't know if people...
you still have, so that was your action. You've got some movement. You can like move towards the house or anything. Because currently you're in an alley. House in front of you. To your left would be like the big road.
Okay. Can I disguise
to the right is the wall
self
of the city
on
if
top
you
of
walk it.
seeming?
No. Wait.
I think we said yeah.
Yes, we've decided that you can.
It's just stacking.
But you don't have an action.
Okay. Great.
Right now to do
That's just a question that I have for later. I mean, can I like kind of peek my head around to see like what like just
Sure. And make a stealth check for me.
Okay. That wasn't awful. It's a 17.
17? Okay. Nobody seems to be immediately noticing you. And you peek your head around and you watch in the distance as Nala and Qren are in the courtyard. Wynn is somewhere.
I sure am.
Wynn, it's your go.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even think I should bother with these guys. So,
By the way, make an intelligence check for me.
okay.
Just as you're thinking about stuff.
You're thinking about
Okay.
stuff.
All right. 14.
14. Okay. In the heat of the moment, you don't remember anything that might help. What are you doing?
Okay.
Heat of the moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like vault over this desk and keep running.
Okay, they're gonna try and grab you, but chances are
Okay.
real low that anything's gonna work, so make an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they rolled like shit.
All right. That's
Unless
great.
you
That's
really roll.
19.
Oh yeah, no, you blast past them, and they're already sort of scared of you anyway. So you blast past them.
40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and I've still got more.
Also, so you would know this, that to the north of here, like over that wall, is like the cliff face and the ocean. To the west is more sort of cliff face, which also ends up going to outside of the city, and south is towards the city proper.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start heading towards the city then.
Okay.
I'm gonna give the underwarden and the warden a wide berth, or I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
There's 30.
Okay. You do see the angel appear over the wall.
Okay.
Nala.
So I see Wynn running out of the door, which is great. I will... So we're just getting out of here, right? We're kind of like trying to just get... I'm gonna move... Can you move me 10 to the right? I'm gonna use my first 10 feet of movement to go to the right. And I'm gonna do a line of fire lightning against the warden.
Okay.
So he has to do,
You unleash this fire lightning breath on this warden dude. What save?
It's a dex, has a DC 15.
Oh, failed. He failed.
Right, so he takes for fire. Oh, that's not. 19 fire, and for lightning, only 5 lightning.
Okay.
I'll then.
You blast him. He just sort of shrugs it off as the dust clears.
I'm then going to do my remaining 50 feet of movement going south. So Q moved me 50 feet south, so it's like 10 spaces.
Okay.
And can I hold my hasted movement until Wynn and Qren are heading towards me? Like, I don't want to do my hasted movement again immediately. I want to kind of like take a second, and if I see they're running towards me, I'll continue running.
I would let you do that.
Okay.
It does use your reaction to hold an action.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And I'll do a bonus action. Let me see how many sorcery points I have left. I need to bring back some. So I'm going to burn a 3rd level to bring 5 sorcery points back into myself.
Okay, you do so.
And that's my turn.
Would be the guard's turn, but they're not going to do anything. Qren.
Okay. I'm... Alright. I'm gonna do a couple of attacky things and then run again.
Right, I can't
Okay.
see anything.
Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna cast the 5th level spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Chompy will cover our
Chompy
6.
appears.
I'm gonna have Chompy appear.
Chompy.
I'm gonna have him go. Oh, I can't move him. Can
Where?
you move him over next to the warden?
Yep. So Chompy appears. this
Big old
skull
Chompy.
with eyelashes.
Yeah, he gon'
etc.
bite him.
Okay. He gon' bite it. Make a spell attack roll.
And that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits. Roll damage on that. As Chompy bites down into this warden, who was looking pretty confident, and then this big skull with sharp teeth appeared next to him, and he's like, "What the?"
10. 9.
With the 5th level, really?
Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I rolled the thing. It's just 2. Wait. No, that can't be. 1d8 for every 2 slots above second.
Yeah, I guess it's 2d8 plus 5.
So yeah, 10. Really?
Just a bad roll.
God, I hate D&D Beyond rolling for me. Next time, I gotta find my D8s. But for now, that...
Okay,
That
so
goofy
Chompy bites down
garbage.
Doesn't like this
into
part.
the warden.
I refuse to use it.
Yeah, the
like-
fucking... What are the odds of it being that shitty? Come on. Alright.
Equally as
I don't know. I've gone,
as probable as being
I
really
just
good.
mean,
I've
like,
gone through my
it's
log, and it's been
consistently
really
bad.
Yeah, I've gone through my log. It's been really
It's
bad.
one thing to have, like, yeah, the odds are, like, whatever, but it's, like, consistently.
Consistently pretty terrible.
Don't worry, I've got D8s everywhere now.
Okay, so that was your bonus
So that was
action.
my
What you doing
bonus
next?
action. So then for my action, I can cast a cantrip, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast.
You want to run?
Or you can shoot him. Whatever.
I'm
you
gonna
want.
cast. Wait, let me see how far away from everybody I am. Oh no, wait, that's only 5.
You can also use your action to
I'm
run.
going to use Toll the Dead, which is a wisdom
Okay.
save
On the warden?
60 feet. No, I think I can use it on... Yeah, I want to use it on this guy.
The underwarden. Okay.
It's a wisdom.
Natural 20.
Great. Fine.
He rolled a 20 and a 19
Alright,
because he has advantage on them.
fine. Now I'm just gonna run.
So bong goes through the air, shakes the air, and he just sort of shrugs it off.
And so with that, I did a bonus action to cast Chompy and an action to do that. Do I still...
And you have a hasted action and move.
So I still have a hasted
Run.
action.
Moving.
Okay, I'm gonna
Run.
shoot the warden now
Okay.
with
Nice.
my action.
With your gun.
With my
Okay.
fun gun.
Oh god.
Interesting choice. Shoot
Is that
him.
an
Please
interesting
make an attack roll.
You have stronger spells.
Run!
No,
No,
it's
it's
just...
Well, because I
instead of
can't cast
running.
another spell, because that's
Oh.
too many.
That's
No,
it,
but
yeah,
you can
it's
use it to run away, but it's
Well,
up
I
to
mean,
you.
I
All
showed
right.
my
Run.
60 feet of movement after I do this, right?
It's up to you. Make an attack roll.
21.
21 hits.
Kieran, if you get captured again,
10 plus
We're leaving.
we're not coming back.
15. 15 points of damage.
15 points
And then
of
I'm
damage.
going to run, 60 here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And I'm off.
You off the map? Yep. So you're off the map. All right.
Yay.
Ow.
I'm just waiting for wind.
Win.
Waiting for wind. And I'm gonna run.
It is the it is the Underwarden's go, who will walk up to the warden and say something. And then we'll walk over to the angel. That's what he does. Shar, as they gather up together, you hear sort of movement and people clambering on, and then yeah.
Okay.
And you begin moving through this city, somewhat slower, but still they're trying to get on with it.
Okay. Just so I correctly understand the way this cart is set up, so we're in like a big box that is attached to some horses, and the guys are sitting on the horses or on the box?
Sort of a platform in front of the box, like a carriage.
Okay.
You know, there's a sort of seat for the driver and some passengers.
Okay. So before I do this, I gotta ask you if I can do it. So the cube of force I have, I can set it to something so nothing can pass through it except walls and floors and ceilings at my discretion. So could I turn that on, go up to the front of the box and kind of push it against the wall and see if it knocks the guys off the platform onto the road?
Magic.
So the logistics of that you would have to have the wall hit them somehow, though. And if it's just hitting behind them, if you put it up against the front wall.
So it makes a cube that's 15 feet from the little thing. So if I push it up against the wall, the cube would go through the wall, and then it would push 15 feet out an impenetrable barrier. So I would think it would like...
Let me read the item.
Yeah. Read the item.
Or would you have
Like
to...
my fingers crossed for the rule of cool on this
I don't
one.
know if this is gonna
Or
work.
would you have to poof out
Come on,
onto
Char.
the thing and then do it?
Yeah, or if that doesn't work, I would have to poof out onto it and then just hold it so it would push them off.
You're right. It says a barrier of invisible force springs into existence, forming a cube 15 feet on a side. So it goes, zoop, a cube centered on you.
Okay.
15 feet on a side.
Oh, just one way.
So it's just
So
one
it'd be
way,
in
yeah.
one direction.
Yeah,
that
So it
she's
wouldn't hurt
able
any of the other
to
prisoners. It would just boost the guy off.
Because the
aim
cube is only like an inch wide.
It's gonna aim up.
Hold up. This is weird writing. Let me read it again. Use an action to
Yeah.
if the cube has insufficient charge, and otherwise a barrier of invisible source springs into existing, forming a cube 15 feet on a side, forming a cube centered on you. So it actually doesn't just block one side; it creates a cube all around you, centered on you. It would push people away, including the prisoners. Because it's creating a box around you.
Okay.
So it would push the prisoners into
The wall.
each other and the door at the back of the cart, but I mean it's a thing that you could try.
Okay. I would like to try that, and in order to add to the chaos, I'm gonna tell one of the prisoners to open the door as I do it.
Okay. Luckily, because Nala and Wynn put you in there, the door is not locked like a prisoner door would be. So they're like, okay. As the prisoners sort of open the door somewhat and make sure there's no one behind you. You seem to be in the back.
That's good. And then we're in the middle of the road too, so okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
And everybody's sort of like, all right, what are you doing?
I said I'm going to push them forward, but it's also gonna push us back. So get ready. You might have to jump out.
Okay. And everybody's like looking a little nervous and,
I'm a princess.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Say,
go up
I
front.
will save you. Just do
And
as
you
I say
activate
and
the
everything
cube.
will be okay.
activate the cube, and this force, this cube of force appears around you, just whoosh, with just incredible strength. The people in the behind you in the cart suddenly get hit with this wall, which just shoves them all backwards, and they all go like sort of flying. A few of them get sent head over heels out of the cart, and they slam into the ground. The guy with like the manacles still on is like falls out and lands on his back, and everybody else sort of clambers out, and you clear most of this carriage in a very weird, like they've all fall in a cartoon, like you try to stop at a cliff and then everybody runs into you behind you and you fall off. That's what happens with this cube of force. Meanwhile, in front of the carriage, you hear and from the horses who suddenly get hit on the ass by their drivers.
Oh my God.
And the cart stops moving a bit as the horses sort of try and renegotiate how they're seated up, and you hear some raised voices in front.
So that was my action.
That was your action.
For my bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step out onto where the guards were just knocked out, and I'm going to take the horses, and I'm going to be like, yeah, and I'm going to try and go. I'm trying to turn it around.
You're taking the cart. You can't turn a giant cart around that easily.
But I'm going to try.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
We've all played Red Dead Redemption 2. We know how hard.
That's how it works.
We have done it, but some of us really should get on that.
Qren, the princess of End.
Just as the resident cowboy.
Right.
That was a 19.
19, that's pretty good. So you go, yeah! And what happens is, instead of trying to turn around, the horses definitely
they just go forward. Great, okay.
Bolting forward through, like, past the other carts. You see the other carts with prisoners, and the guards and whatnot on top of them are looking at you. The hunters take out pistols and start shooting at you like it's a cowboy.
You have your cube!
And
no one can get me!
We can't get in.
Around you. And these bullets just knock off on the side of the cube, which is protecting you as this elf woman takes a cart rocketing through the nobles district
legendary tale of random elf
of Arkala. And that's what's happening on Shadow's Guild.
At least one of us is having a successful day. I mean,
Stay in the cart.
It is the warden's go.
Oh god. I'm sorry I ditched you guys. I really am.
Qren's gone too.
I ditched too. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Save yourselves.
Ditch. I'm still waiting to ditch, so it's fine.
Well, as long as you.
I'm staying nearby in case.
Thanks for not ditching me, Nala.
Healed and such.
Yeah. We got our healer back. That's all that matters. Sure, we killed a lot of
guards.
A lot of people. That's not unusual for us, though.
No, not the slightest.
And the warden's going to step forward a bit and take 3 shots at Nala.
Uh-oh.
Has Dane on it.
Yep. Ooh, those were terrible rolls. 15, even without the D4.
Oh boy.
16?
With my haste, it doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit
Nice.
haste. 17.
Even with my haste, it doesn't hit.
Nice.
Wow.
So fires off these shots, but you're just like and matrix dodging
Yes.
with your hasted AC. Wow, he rolled like crap that time. That was terrible for him. It is now the Angels' go.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Oh, what to do?
It's going to move 50 to see the Underwarden, who whispers something.
Yes, congregate.
Oh my god.
Ah, damn it!
Oh, no!
A little bit after Nala.
Oh, that's right where I was gonna be.
And is going to... you are within range, is going to cast a spell.
Dang it. Okay.
I want to cast a spell.
Then I'll stop him from doing that, or at least.
Okay,
try
you would
to.
lose your hasted action.
Counters.
That
not
you're holding. It is a reaction,
Yeah.
and if you hold an action, it is a reaction.
Oh, that is true. I am holding a movement, so yeah, he does cast that spell.
Okay. So he casts Enervation at you as these sort of inky black darkness, terribleness things come out of his greatsword and reach towards you. And you have to make a dex save. You do have advantage
on those.
because of
All right.
haste.
To D&D Beyond or not D&D Beyond?
Not.
I shall D&D Beyond.
Oh God.
When you die
No,
eventually
come
because
on.
of D&D Beyond,
I'm
I'm
gonna take
not
your tablet
going to
away if you
revive
use
you.
it one more time. I'm serious, Jason. I'm not kidding
Come
anymore.
on.
First
Not
one's
It's not
12.
that bad.
Yes, it is.
It's not real.
Oh, 12. God damn this D&D Beyond!
That was pretty bad, though. All right, so the ink, you try to dodge out of the way, but it does sort of and stab into you 4 times. And
If only we had seen this
Use your actual
coming.
dice, please.
Okay, I'll use my actual dice now.
Who could have predicted this?
D&D Beyond was like, heard you were talking shit and proved its point.
Yeah. It's a natural 1.
you're all used D&D
You shouldn't
Beyond.
even be able to roll a natural 1.
That is 23 points of necrotic damage. And you feel that there are these weird necrotic things just wrapping around you, and they are still up.
23.
Okay.
Ouch.
And make a concentration check.
Oh, that's in that
Constitution
20. Verify. That's why we roll physical dice, isn't that why we roll physical dice?
Did you get a nat 20?
Yeah.
I didn't get that 20.
Great. So haste is still up.
Not even on the Natasha
Which is good.
dice.
Yeah, I rolled my advantage dice.
So the hunters go
Idiot.
Man, that was really
25,
dumb.
30. And is gonna try and shoot at you, I think. Yeah, it can hit you. I believe.
At who, me?
Yes, at you. You're the only one there. He didn't notice when. And you're just within normal range, so it's gonna take a couple of shots at you. He is also baned. Those are really terrible. They just can't roll anything. Yeah, because 17 doesn't hit you, so it doesn't matter. 2 10s plus 7 doesn't matter by minus D4, so you're just still like dodging, standing there. It is Lilia's go. Lilia, you are just seeing this all happen and watch the angel do that to Nala, but behind you is the city
Okay.
and the nobles district.
And I was I able to hear like any of the commotion that was happening with the cards?
I know.
Okay.
No, let's do a retroactive perception check.
Okay.
Just a hard one.
I will probably.
'Cause they were all
feel
As if
it.
she could see from the roof or not.
Well,
Well, I never.
got on the
No,
roof 'cause
no.
of how
I
far-
see nothing. I see nothing.
All right. You do not hear any of that commotion.
Okay. I will disguise myself.
Okay.
Just as like the image of like one of the guards that I had in my
Okay.
like from seeing
look
the
like a
dead
guard.
ones. And I walk
Sure.
out onto the street.
Okay. You look like a guard and you walk out onto the street going, "Oh, look at the commotion."
Yep.
So you were there.
Yep.
Great. Win.
Okay.
It is looking pretty perilous to the south.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna head south, but then I'll do like a turn to my right there.
Okay, to the west.
Yeah.
Okay. You continue running.
60 30. Okay.
Okay. You sprint past the underward and sort of watches you zoom.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Nala.
Oh, that was all your movement?
I used all of it.
Oh, that was...
And that would have triggered your hasted action, Nala, anyway, if you wanted to use it.
Yeah, I would have ran. Especially after feeling that large necrotic energy, which did me in last time. I would have.
All right, so you run to the south.
Would have done full 60.
And you get through the gates, and you're like 100, 200 feet from the Nobles District proper.
Yeah.
So like it starts with sheds and whatnot, and then you can see the buildings, and you see a guard sort of standing in the middle of the street.
I'm also going to take a potion of healing because I'm bad.
Okay. So this would be on your actual turn with your bonus action.
CD4. 4, 6, 8 points of healing.
All right. You feel a little better.
And I would have also burned 7 sorcery points to bring it 5th level, so we can do teleportation circle back into play.
Okay. Okay, actually, with your hasted action, the tendrils of inky blackness do actually fade. I just read more about that spell.
Oh, okay.
You got out of the spell's range, and it fades. Which is good for you, because it could have killed you next turn.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was not in a good way.
With enervation, you can use your action to just keep doing 48.
Oh, thank you. Alright, that's my turn.
You still have an action.
Oh,
and a
I would have been
action.
running to... I don't know this guard, so I would try and get around the guard.
The guard waves.
Okay, are you just going to stay...
Oh, then I would go up...
The guard waves?
Then I would go up to the guard.
Okay.
If it's
I'm assuming it's me.
I am assuming it's well, but okay.
It is Lilia.
After seeing the wave, I would go up. I also think I'm behind Qren, so...
Yeah, Qren has also run down. So I will say you have you're all sort of in roughly the same area on the street, though, in the middle of the street, with an angel coming after you. That is currently what's happening. But Lilia looks like a guard.
Yeah, Lily does look like a guard. That's cool.
Good for Lilia.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. It is the guard's turn. They're not doing anything. Qren, you are with the other two. You see this guard who has like waved in your rough direction. You know that Wynn is just back there in the courtyard still, trying to run as fast as he can.
And I still have... I can't see, so I don't know. Is Chompy still...
Chompy's still up.
Can you put me back on so I can see? I'm not going back in, but I...
Oh, did I?
I can't see
I
anything
didn't know
now.
that happened.
Yeah, I'm in the black now
Yeah,
'cause
I
I'm
can't
off the
see
board.
anything either.
Into the blackness. What happened?
Sorry.
There we go.
I've just been sitting here not knowing. That's fine. My character.
I didn't realize moving you to the GM layer did that. Sorry.
It's okay. So... Wynn's working on it. So I'm going to move Chompy. Chompy can move 20 spaces, so he's going to move like here-ish.
To the warden?
Yeah, he's going to move to the warden again
Okay.
to try to cover Wynn's running.
Oh, and the other side?
Yeah. He's trying to
Some
distract. So,
comes this skull.
so Wynn can get out.
Thanks.
And I rolled a 17.
17 misses. So it chomps down and just clangs off of this dude's big armor.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sounds great.
Are you just going to stand in the center of the street?
No, I'm not. But I'm gonna do... let's see. What I'm gonna go, so how close to like Lilia am I? The guard?
You'd be right next to each other.
Okay. I don't have time to put my armor on, right? No.
No, that's a involved process.
I guess I'll just... And we don't know how far Char's cart situation is.
That's basically not your problem at the moment.
Way away. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just...
Like, there are alleys and buildings around you, is what I'm saying. Are you standing in the middle of the street or doing something
I'll,
else?
duck into whatever alley is closest to guard
it's
Lilia.
the one that Lilia came out of.
Yeah.
So, whoosh, you zoom back into the alley that Lilia just came out of as a guard. And you're
I'll
there.
just duck into it.
And you're, like, behind the house, and you can see sort of west through the Nobles District, and you see there's sort of a hill, and you can see the in the quite distance, but you can see through the alleys, and since you're on top of a hill, you see the walls of the city.
Okay.
Quite a ways away, but they're there. It is the Underwarden's turn.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Who turns around. How mean do I want to be? He's going to... How much is that? How big is that? Blast out from his hand. He just holds his hand out, and in Wind's direction, a massive cone of cold energy blasts out from his hand around you. Please make a... that's not the right spell. That explains why there's nothing there. Please make a Constitution save.
Okay. Oh, thank Christ. Okay, 22.
22. That makes it. So that's 45 divided by 2, so 22 points of cold damage blasts around you as this massive spell appears, and the angel sort of looks in your direction as well. That's his go, though. Char!
Okay.
You are rocketing down. You're like in the theater district now. None of this timing makes sense,
That's
but it's
fine.
sort of separate timing. You're going really fast.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do some crazy like roll flip type move so I can jump off of the cart, but it keeps going. I'm just trying to wreak havoc, basically, but I don't want to be around for it.
As you go through the theater district, around you are quite a few soldiers and whatnot. So this is a big, sudden cart blasting through the thing. The soldiers and some angels and whatnot are all looking sort of in your direction. As nondescript half-elf rides with this massive thing, blasting boxes and things off to the side as the cube hits things.
I love this. I love everything
and like
about
people,
this.
like you go through and like people are just
Oh my gosh.
and they go flying so as you come up to like ow, I swallowed some spit. Too excited. As you come up to like an alleyway or somewhere that doesn't look like you'd be jumping directly onto rocks, you leap off of this thing and try to do a roll. Please make an acrobatics check.
Do a barrel roll.
That is a 23.
23. I will say, since you're jumping onto the road, you do take still 6 points of bludgeoning damage, so it hurts. But you, with your deft elvenness, manage to keep off a lot of that, and you rush into like sort of an alleyway in between two of these makeshift buildings that have been created in the past 2 years. You are currently alone, but people have seen all that as the cart keeps going.
Okay. I'm gonna drop the cube and turn the cube off and try to hide, I guess.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Do you still have your ring?
What? Oh yeah, I do still have my ring. Thank you, Jason. Okay, that is a... Where's my stuff? I can never... My fucking... It's not working. Hang on.
I think it's supposed to.
There we go. Okay. 22 on stealth. And
22. You duck behind some barrels and whatnot.
Okay.
And try to hide.
I'm trying to hide.
Panting.
And then I'm gonna talk into my ring, can anyone hear me? Are you guys close enough? Just saying, I don't know how far I am from everyone else.
You are way too
I
far
am,
for the
but
ring.
Char's gonna try and do it anyway.
Okay. It's the warden's
You all
go.
hear me? Anybody?
So the warden is going to take one of his attacks to try and shoot the skull. This thing that keeps trying to bite down on him, and it just goes phew, and nothing happens.
I love it.
And then he's going to cast a spell on himself, because I'm letting him do that. And 6 sort of balls of fire appear around his head and start flying around him.
Oh boy. Love that. Whatever that is.
It's the angel's go.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh no. No. Oh, no, please.
And looks over to Win, and flies over to Win.
God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And is going to try and touch you.
I can touch you.
As
Oh my god.
you now.
No, thank you.
And is
No,
going
thank
to,
you.
as it reaches forward, this sort of radiant eyes that are sort of burning with radiant fire, they turn completely black, and its hand gets covered in darkness. Terrible roll, though. 16 does not
Does
hit you.
not hit.
So that is its action, trying to touch you, and you just bash it away as it tries to grab you with this death touch that you've seen before. That's all it can
Bad
do.
touch. Bad touch.
This hunter's going to run south. 16. Just sprint south to go in after the people who have just magically zoomed away. It is Lilia's go. Currently, you are a guard in the center of the street with Nala.
I will quickly say to Nala, we should drop seaming soon, and then book it into the alleyways.
Okay, you head into the alley.
Gotcha.
And you meet up with Qren. You're sort of behind this house. Nobody has found you, but people may find you soon, so it's obviously not a perfectly safe area to be.
Yeah.
Win.
Yay.
You
okay.
notice that none of your friends are visible to you anymore. An angel is behind you, and you know where... Running south may or may not be the most effective option here, is what I am trying to hint at.
Okay.
The wall to your west is possibly scalable, but it's up to you as far as what you want to do, really.
Ooh.
I don't want to
You know
lead
what?
you on completely, but you have had a
I
hard
got
go of it.
I have. You know what? I can do that. I'm gonna run to the wall
Okay.
Disengage.
and hang on. Let's see if I can actually do this. I would lose expeditious retreat as soon as I do, but I'm gonna cast spider climb.
Okay. So you won't have to make an athletics check or anything, but you can climb. So you just and you cast spider climb, and can you run up the wall? I think you should.
I've got a little more movement.
You should have enough. I'll give you enough from there. So you rush up the wall, and you end up on the top of the wall, and below you is just. You have 5 more feet of movement, I will say, and you've got a relatively steep cliff face below you, but not like flat. But it would hurt. But but it is available for you to leap off of if you want, or you can figure out something else.
Okay. No, I've got options.
You notice the angel can fly very quickly.
Yeah.
So you're at the top of the wall, and if you step 5 more feet, you can get to like the side of the wall. You're like Spider-Manning on the side of the wall here.
Yes.
All right. Nala, you're in the middle of the street. Lilia and Qren just went
I
off
would
that
have
way.
moved to the alleyway.
Okay, you head off that way as well.
I would keep my seeming up because I'm very noticeable. We're all on posters. but who needs to have their seeming dropped? I'd drop Lilia if that's what she meant. I drop Lilia.
Okay. We've already decided that that's how saving can work. So
the guard vision still remains, but the Elliot would not reappear.
That's correct.
Yeah, I would just go in the alleyway, and I would speak into my ring to win.
Should be able.
We're waiting for you.
Right,
should we wait, or can we continue running?
Go!
And after hearing that, I would tell the group, and we'd do a full 120 south down the. I would try and go
180.
No,
120. We're gonna go
120 feet.
Oh, 120 feet. I was thinking
I know.
What a weird angle to choose.
Sorry.
Not fully around.
I would have.
Lilia yells. Well, not yells. Never mind. I don't say anything. It's like a whisper hiss of like, "You're faster than me."
Yeah, well, you can poo. You can easily catch up with your magic.
Not anymore.
But you start heading south through the alleyways
southwards.
and whatnot. And it's Qren. You follow Nala, I assume?
Yeah.
You would have heard Wynn saying, go, go, go.
Yeah, I was frantically trying to think of things to do to help Wynn, but he said go.
So Wynn, you're on the other side of the wall. The Underwarden's turn.
Howdy.
They're going to just walk over to the angel. And say something that you can't hear. Shar, you're hidden. We will get to you in a second because I am getting the feeling that this is finishing up.
Thank God.
Warden is just gonna get rid of this stupid skull and just walk away from it. And then shoot a meteor at it, but it doesn't do anything. And the angels go. The angel, I'm not even going to move pieces around. The angel flies to the west, and over the wall, as when you're sort of looking over your shoulder, this angel appears and is just going to stab down into you with its greatsword over the wall.
Oh no. Can I let go as a reaction?
I would make a dexterity check versus its.
Okay. All right, 21.
It only got a 13. So you see this happen, and it swings down, and when you just go, and you just tumble down this cliff face. Down and down you go.
Where he stops,
and
nobody
make just
knows.
an acrobatics save for me.
Okay.
Or dexterity save, that's what it's called.
What happened to Lilia way back when?
No, I'm prepared for this. I can do this. Okay,
scary. That was scary.
All right. Well, that's not great. That's a 12.
12.
Oh dear.
Unless you do something while tumbling.
My thought was, okay, I'm about to hit the water. I can do alter self and grow gills.
Okay. So as you tumble, you take a huge amount of damage.
Okay.
Oh no, there's so much counting.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Falling damage. Depends how big that cliff is.
Falling damage?
Yeah.
32 points
Okay.
as you tumble down.
still up?
Because it wasn't a drop, it was a tumble, so it was you getting hit by rocks and all this shit. You're completely
Like the cartoon.
screwed up.
Yeah.
Your armor is
Yes.
When is a little wheel going down? That's what I
Exactly.
Yes.
And you fall, and as you are about to hit the water, you have the wherewithal just to cast Alter Self. Your gills and sort of a little bit of webbing appears, and you go into the water, taking a further 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the water,
I'll take it.
and you're underwater.
Yay. Awesome. Well, in the event of trying to make sure that the Dave is not going to follow me, I'm going to make my way to like the docks, but like stay underwater.
Okay, so you stay underwater really low as you make your way that direction.
Yeah.
Legit as fuck.
A successful
well.
thing, yeah. So, you have escaped, sort of. You're not out of the blue, or you're not out of the woodwork. You're not out of the... What is
Out
the
of the woods.
Get
woods?
out of the
That's the
woods.
one.
Not out of the military camp yet.
Wynn, you are making your way underwater, deep underwater.
Aqua win. Spider win, aqua
Yes. You're bruised and beaten, but you're a tough dude, and you're swimming efficiently through the water with your Alter Self spell. How long does Alter Self last?
win. I think an hour.
Yeah, I think it would
Yeah.
be as well. Okay, cool. So you've got plenty of time to swim pretty leisurely around the north part of the city over to the docks. Shar, you are right in the thick of the bad guys' like camp
Okay.
in Arkala.
Great.
You hear some commotion about them trying to get the cart back under control, and you don't know whether anybody saw you duck into this alleyway, but you suspect that it's not going to be safe to stay here for long.
Okay.
What would you like to
I would like to try to make my way back to the temple,
Okay.
or in that direction.
All
The
right,
temple
so the
we were at before.
Prison?
No, the temple.
No, the temple. Yaren's temple. That's where you were for the
Yeah,
night.
You forget.
No.
I just...
All right. Okay. So you sort of duck. You keep going through that alleyway to the other side, and you start making your way slowly, stealthily through this
As
camp.
stealthy as I've ever stealthed.
You currently still look like a random nondescript person,
Yeah.
so you don't look like Shar.
But I look like the person who stole the cart. If they...
You don't know who
Okay.
saw you,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
but
yeah, yeah.
you suspect that somebody will be able to give a description at
Yeah.
some point. So you make your way. Please make a stealth check for me as you try to make it back to the sort of gates or find some other way out of this area.
25.
Oh, jeez.
25.
13
All right.
plus 12.
So you stealth through the theater district, or the former theater district. Every time you hear like another group of these soldiers and an angel, you like duck behind or sort of blend in with one of these buildings, or you duck under some crates or into a trough. I mean, you really have to make use of everything that you can to get through this place, and you're like Assassin's Creeding it through the streets, trying to just not be seen by anybody. And luckily, you are the one who has to do this because you are the one who can do it.
Anyone else would not have good luck.
In the distance, where you find a hiding space around some barrels, you sort of you look through the gap in between two barrels, and you see the gate that you walked through before to get in here originally while you were over Lilia's shoulder. You can try going through the gate, you can try climbing up the wall, or you can try to find some other exit. What would you like to do to get out of the artist district?
However
you want.
Is it...
Something will require a skill
Yeah,
check.
I feel like trying to scale a wall, more people would see me than just trying to sneak out through the front. But how many people are around in
It's
either
quite
situation?
well guarded.
Okay.
There are a couple hunters on the door on both sides, so on the inside and on the outside. Plus, there are the guards up in the towers on either side of the gate itself.
Okay.
The wall is up against lots of houses and things generally, or some of these buildings. But you're right; you would be up top.
Yeah.
As far as getting through the door, they open it sometimes to let people in or out, but you would have to get past quite a few 6 guards.
Yeah, are the people going in and out like other guards for the most part?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Some of them are bringing in prisoners, or they're just coming in for the evening, or going out to do whatever their jobs are.
Okay. I think I'll try to move a little bit further down and see if there's another way I could get out.
Okay, make an investigation check.
But oh wait, doesn't matter. because it's me. 17.
17?
Because it's me.
Okay, you sort of go over to the wall and you sort of try to examine anything about it to try and find a place. You find at one point sort of a rabbit hole that seems to go underneath the thing, but it's only, it's not very big, unfortunately. But you do see a hole, but with that roll, that's all you sort of make out.
Yeah. You make yourself smaller. I can't make myself smaller.
You then hear a psst. Hey. And you look over and you see a kid, like a vagrant child, a little boy who is very dirty, wearing not very nice clothing and whatnot, barefoot. And he looks at you and he's clearly like hiding in a barrel.
Okay.
He's got his head poking out, and you're sort of behind what used to be a house in the theater district, right up against the wall. And he's like, "Are you trying to get out of here?"
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
I might know a way. It's a little bit of a ways, though. It's the ones my friends and I all use. Clambers out of the barrel. Come with me. Stay sneaky. And he leads you sort of back north again along the wall. So that's happening.
Okay.
Char has now adopted a vagrant child.
Add it to the list.
She learned it from her father.
This one's name is Ken.
What?
Instead of Ben.
Oh.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the rest of the three of you, the other three, Qren, Lilia, and Nala, you are in the back of this house in the alley, and you're just making your way south through the alleyways. Currently, you hear a bunch of commotion. You see up in the sky. You have to like duck down, a la the Nazgul, as angels pass by above. I thought they were dead. Nah, dead. No, you can't kill them. But you have to duck down and whatnot, and you hear a lot of commotion, and you start seeing, like, in the glimpses that you have of the street, they're sort of organizing a search to find all of you. And you get the feeling that they're going to be looking into the alleys and everything and buildings very soon. What is your plan?
All right.
Cry.
Are we going to try to get out of the city or back to the temple?
What's closer now at this point? Because we can see the wall. Do we know where the temple?
Out of the city is closer.
Okay.
Let's try
Then
out of the
let's do
city.
that.
Yeah.
If we can... Does Nala know roughly how thick these perimeter walls are?
I mean, they're pretty hefty walls. They're probably 10, 15 feet high and made of stone that's probably, a foot, 2 feet thick.
Oh, if it's 2 feet thick, that's no... if you can get me to
Maybe 3?
to the perimeter wall, I can easily get us through. I can create up to a 10-foot cube of disintegration and disintegrate a portion of the wall.
Or here's a thought. I can polymorph one of us in dimension door the other one.
Well, we could do that. Whichever.
We can make one of us a bird and we can fly over, and then someone else can come with me and we'll dimension door ourselves to the other side.
That's valid.
All right. So as you talk about this and you start heading eastward or westward towards the wall, guards and whatnot come pouring through the
Also, we have to take a second to catch our breath.
alleyways.
Me and Qren, because I assume our haste goes.
Oh yes, it's only 6 seconds, but yes, you do lose haste. And it's a good thing you didn't lose concentration on that, because getting out of there would have been much harder. But you please make stealth checks as a small little party here, as the guards are coming in to see if they can find you.
18.
17.
Okay.
I roll a 15 a lot.
14.
It's a good 15.
Okay. That is 2 successes and 1 fail, basically, based on their roll. So even though Lilia is sort of not the stealthiest at this moment and like accidentally hits a barrel and it goes and knocks over like a water barrel, The mage hand would not be able to stop a
damn
water
it.
barrel. It would be too heavy. So you try, and then it just collapses on top of it and pours water out, which sort of creates a river leading to your position. But you just keep moving sort of faster towards through the city. And the guard comes around the corner and says, "Someone knocked over a barrel over here," and you're already down to the next place, and you eventually find yourself at a wall, at the perimeter wall of the city, hearing all the commotion behind you. What do you do?
Right, who wants to be a bird?
Well, do you guys? Oh, I guess I'm not there.
I could be a bird.
Okay.
I'm not used to.
Okay, you turn into what kind of bird do you make, Nala?
A
for
little
funsies?
one. Like one that's not going to
little
draw
bird.
much
You're
attention.
a
little bird.
Like
A little bird.
Little bird.
Like
The classic Venevra bird. Little.
I was thinking like a sparrow or something, like
A sparrow. Sure. So you
fast but small.
and suddenly are a bird, and suddenly you have the intelligence of a sparrow, but you remember what you were doing in polymorph, so you fly over and you find a tree outside, maybe 500, 600 feet away, and perch there.
All right.
And Lilia, you grab Qren
and use my last dimension
and
door.
whoosh, and you vanish and appear outside the city in sort of a big field with scattering of trees. And you look back now over the city you see up, and you see that there are quite a few angelic beings that sort of fly in the air as sentries over the air of this city. Also, interesting to notice, you can tell where the edge of this fog is, and it doesn't go as far as you have gotten. So you see that there's sort of it just covers the city
Interesting.
specifically.
Okay.
But you meet back up with Nala outside,
Okay. I
who's
will
a bird.
let it go.
And you fall out of the tree as you turn back into Nala.
Okay. Qren, are we able to try to get into contact with Wynn and Shar?
Yes.
Shar, are you here? Shar.
We are so far out of the
No
city.
response from Shar.
Yeah, I still have a lot of third level spell slots, so I will send, let's start with Wynn.
Okay.
Send Wynn a message. Howdy. We've made it outside the city limits. Where are you at?
You know where I'm at.
Okay. You win. You get up to the surface of the water right at the port. You barely surface underneath one of the docks so that you can look around and make sure that you're safe as you hear Qren's message.
In water.
I hear this and I'm like,
In water.
is this thing on?
Could try to swim outside city. Would take a while though.
All right.
Ideas?
No.
Ideas? All right.
right.
So you say that as you sort of tread water underneath the dock. Do you do anything else while you're here? Or do you wait?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Like,
Okay.
should I try and make a swim for it, or
Right.
make my chances through the city?
All right. Message was received. Shar, you are led through the nobles, or through the theater district and through into the nobles district, following this wall that separates these two sections from the rest of the city by this kid. And he eventually sort of leads you over to this section of the wall that looks like it's been boarded up, like they had to fix it, like somehow this somewhat stone and mud wall had been broken and they had to nail boards on it and whatnot. And he says, These boards aren't actually here. But they trick most of the people, and it seems like those weird soldier guys don't really notice this sort of thing.
So it's like an illusion.
Yeah, and as he says, "Come on," he just passes right through the hole, the boards,
God bless this kid. I follow him.
You follow him, and you actually end up in this really tight sort of. It's a kid-sized hole, that sort of a tunnel that seems to go underneath.
It's okay, I'm small.
You're so small.
The ground.
You don't have any of your
And you squeeze through.
I don't have anything, yeah.
just your armor.
Yeah, you don't have your anything. Yeah. But you head up and squeeze through, and the kid leads you through this dark tunnel, pokes his head out of something that you see as just sort of blackness. You can see in the darkness, I suppose. It looks like another wooden illusion, and he pokes his head through it. All right. Coast is clear. Come on. And you head out following this kid, and you find yourself in sort of the port district of the city.
Okay. Coincidentally near where Wynn is?
Coincidentally near where Wynn is, yes.
Got it.
But you don't know where Wynn is.
Yeah. And is there anyone around, or like what's
there are people like on the docks.
Okay.
There seem to be still sailors and whatnot doing dock work, because that's still necessary, but there's a lot of like guards and soldiers and whatnot guarding the docks proper. You seem to be somewhere, like you're in the port district, but you're right on the edge, and the kid like says, I have a place where we hide. Come on.
Okay. Thank you.
And you follow this kid, and he leads you to sort of a shack that's built right underneath the castle. Like there's this outcropping of rock and whatnot, and this tiny sort of shack that's been shoved into the wall, basically. And he opens it up and leads you in, and there's this small cavern. And inside this small cavern are a few different lights. There's a smell of sort of dirtiness and BO. And you look around and you see these like blankets and canvases and whatnot, creating makeshift tent-like sections. And it's filled with probably 6 kids, other children, who all sort of look up at you as you enter.
Wow. Okay.
And the kid's like, I found someone who needed help. Is the lady around? And they all sort of nod and say, come on.
Gosh. Children.
And you head back, and this kid leads you into sort of a side room. They've made a room by basically shoving a plank of wood in to make a door, like Shrek does. And with its amazing hinges.
Yeah.
But and sort of he knocks on the door and says, Arya, I've got someone who needs help. And you hear a voice saying, bring them in. And he opens the door and leads you inside. And there you see sort of a desk. It looks like a desk that like washed up on shore, like it had fallen off a ship and become this sort of it was just waste that these people grabbed and moved to this location as a desk for this woman. And you see there a not very old, maybe, late 30s, early 40s woman with tied back black hair in a bun with some gray in it, thick eyebrows, a button nose.
I've never seen her
and
before,
quite
though, right?
No, this is a different woman, very thin.
I know.
Who seems to be sort of dealing with papers and whatnot on her desk. And she turns to the kid and says, you've done good, Tyler. Now go get some food. There may be other people who need help later. One sec. And the kid, Tyler, leaves the room and closes the door behind him. And this woman, Arya, apparently, says, So, you have wound up here, which means you were probably alone and looking desperate somewhere in the city.
Very intuitive child.
I train them well.
What?
My name is Arya Brooks, and I help these kids, all the kids if I can, in the city. After this all went down, well, a lot of kids lost their parents to either, well, death or the camps. And there were a lot of people who needed my help. And I know doesn't look like much, but we manage to help people when we can. Guide people when we can. So.
How long have you been?
What's your name?
Gestures to the room.
Oh. Here in a year or so, I think, by this point. A little maybe longer.
Well, thank you. I was with my friends, but I can't contact them. I need to wait until I hear from them. So if I could just stay here, I'll stay out of your way. Or if you need help with anything, I'm happy to help. Like, I have some money if you guys need, if you need supplies, anything I can do to help you.
Well, I wouldn't turn down money. It is difficult for us to find a place to use it all the time, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve and black markets to attend. So a donation would be wonderful, and she sort of gestures to a bowl on the table.
How big is the bowl? Right.
You know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give her 250 gold.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And she looks shocked. Her eyes widen as you do this into the bowl.
It doesn't even look like I'm counting.
Take some of this. And her eyes widen. And she's like,
"We're fixing it.
Well, I think there is much more to you than meets the eye."
There is a temple. Where's the Qren temple? Where's the location again?
It's in the temple district, which is all the way south in the city.
Okay, but in the temple district, there are more refugees. They've kind of hidden themselves in the Temple of Qren. If you ever need to get out of here, I know that's another safe place. You might be able to go.
Mm-hmm. We are aware. We've worked with Joseph, or not Joseph, in the past. We have different operations. We needed places in each district, you see, to organize. Because we do things like helping people get out of the city entirely and whatnot, whereas they are a safe haven. So obviously you're not going to be super comfortable here, but that is the nature of our business right now.
No, that's fine. I don't need to stay and take up your space. I just need to wait until I hear from my friends.
Why don't you go out there then and help the kids make some food for everyone?
I can do that.
I didn't catch your name. What's your name?
My name is Shar.
Shar. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ari.
I hope your friends contact you soon.
Me too. I'll go help Tyler.
Yeah, I gotta just say, I gotta call Win.
Yeah.
Wynn's on the docket first.
Meanwhile,
hearing from me.
I assume I'm going to hear from Qren at some point.
By which, possibly now.
Qren, Lilia, and Nala, are you staying in the same distance from the town? Are you walking away from it? What are you doing as far as movement?
I mean, I would definitely be like, hey, so Win says water? Where should I go?
Where do
you go after water?
Does that mean
that not with that bad of English, but he didn't specify, just said water, but I assume since he surfaced that he is either near docks. There's not really anywhere else that you would come up in the city.
Unless he's on the beach, but he didn't say that, because he said he was in the city. So that is a good...
In the city, probably docks.
All right. Is there...
he said he could swim, but that it would take a while.
Is there water that, kind of leads towards the outside of town? I can't remember how the city looks.
There's an ocean.
There's an ocean, yeah.
But that's, the opposite side of where we are. Oh.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall if the dock is closer to the Temple District.
They're pretty close to the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should
be within half a mile of the coast. Maybe less.
Let's let Win know to meet us on the coast, and we'll start walking there.
Great.
Because the castle is on the coast, so actually you'd be even closer. You'd be within a quarter mile of the coast.
Great.
So yes, tell him to do that, and then we'll head towards the coast.
The angels can't see like where we're at right now. Like they're not looking, right?
They don't seem to be aiming in your direction at the
Excellent. But let's still
Also,
keep
we can see
low
through
as
the
we're
mist.
heading over there.
Yeah, we can see through the mists.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody make a pretty easy stealth check for me as you move.
16.
Everybody
Oh
in that
hell
group.
yeah, 24.
12.
You're fine. Because you're way outside of the city anyway. It was really low
Ooh,
chance.
and I'm gonna put
so
my
you make
armor
your way
back
that way.
on.
You'd have to
Yeah,
wait
that's like
until
a
you
short
stopped.
rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Win, you message, or Qren, your message Win. What do you say?
Howdy. We're pretty close to the coast, so maybe head that way. Be careful. The angel guys are flying around.
The angel guys. When you hear that,
I can stay out of sight. Meet you there.
all right. So when you hear that and you duck beneath the water again and make your way west around the castle itself.
And in case it takes a while, I do have one more spell
spells.
slot I could. Yeah.
It'll take from the docks to around the castle to the coast far enough away from the city. It's not going to take you that long, and you can swim pretty fast with Alter Self, so you should be fine.
And like every minute
Sweet.
we're walking, I would just activate the ring and say, "Shar, can you hear me? Shar, can you hear me?" That's it.
Can you hear me now?
Well, I'm gonna send
And-
Shar a message.
Yep. So what do you say to Shar?
Howdy.
As you find your way to a somewhat sheltered coastal area, you find like within 50 feet, 60 feet of the actual beach, you find a cove of trees to be amongst and wait there.
I'm gonna say howdy with Lilia and Nala.
Lola. Sorry.
It's
Win
her world. We're just
is-
living in it.
Swimming towards coast. We will meet him there. Can you head that direction? We've found a spot. Yeah. We found a spot.
Okay, so do I know what Qren is talking about then? Is that clear enough?
I mean, Qren said
Head to the coast.
they're
Okay,
head to the coast.
yeah.
The coast you would know is outside the city. I mean, the coast is also right next to you.
Yeah, I'm like by
supposedly.
the dock, so I'm just trying to. Okay.
And you knew where you were in that combat, which was on the west side of the city. So
Okay.
it's a relatively good assumption, I'd
Okay.
say. So as you make sort of food, it's somewhat slop
Yeah.
type food, but it doesn't smell
Yeah.
bad actually. They seem to manage to
Okay.
get some nice ingredients and the kids eat
Okay.
as you hear this message.
Okay. I'm excited that I heard it. Okay. Okay, I'll head that way. Found another group of refugees, mostly children. I gave them money. I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right. So, Shaw,
Yeah, so I'm not gonna eat any food, so I'm gonna say goodbye to Tyler and
oh,
thank you.
absolutely.
You guys are in
Arya.
good hands.
Our guest is leaving, and Arya sort of comes out of the room to get a bowl of soup. Says, well, good luck. Where are you headed?
I'm just
We
gonna
may
go
know
meet
some-
up with my group.
Well,
we
if
have
you
to
need
get
any
out
help
here.
getting anywhere in the city or out of it, we might be able to send somebody with you to make sure you get there.
From what Qren said to me, does it sound like I'm going out of the city though?
To the coast, not the port district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get to the coast. That's where I'm gonna meet them.
Which side of the city? And you
west,
tell
yeah.
them. Yeah, west side. Okay, we can make that work. Tyler, you know our old route. And Tyler's like, oh yeah, that's a fun one. It may get a little creepy for a second, but we can make it work.
It's okay. I don't get
Right,
scared.
Arya,
Is what I tell this child.
that'll come in handy, says Tyler. And Arya says, well, if good luck. And if you ever need help from the directive, we're here.
The directive?
Yes.
Resistance,
Cool.
times 2.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you head out with Tyler, and for the sake of brevity, as Matt Mercer says, you make your way, and this route that Tyler takes you on goes below the castle and like underneath it. There's sort of a tunnel system, and what gets creepy is something you have felt before.
Oh,
You feel some of the magic of the castle prison, namely the caverns suddenly are covered in blood, and you hear in your head this incessant need to bash your head against the wall. But Tyler like teaches you a trick where you sort of hum some, like if you just hum children's tunes, it like knocks off the effect of it, because it does something weird with like recalling childhood or something.
Cute.
So you make your way through. You're not in the castle prison proper, but you can tell you're like near it. And you head through, and you eventually get sort of outside through this rocky outcropping outside the castle. And you step up. And you know, like, if you've ever been to any lake, obviously, there are a bunch of, when there's piled a bunch of rocks that you can, like, climb on, you come out of a cave onto one of those rocky sections. And Tyler says, well, you look like you can handle yourself on some rocks, but this is the west side of the city. And he points up, and you see the castle towering above you as the waves crash into the side. You see also to your right that there is those huge poles that are holding the castle up, like you remember from the original heist, are still there, now with 2 more added. And Tyler's like, well, good luck. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm going to give him a big hug.
Gives you a hug back, and then heads back into the cave as you make your way there. And you deftly get there. When you surface in the water. And as you surface, you other three are keeping an eye out on the surface, and you see Win, and you sort of wave him down.
Oh yeah, can I hear them yet?
Sure, Win.
And as you get closer, you begin to be able to hear them.
Oh,
yes,
thank
both
God.
of you.
Sweet.
Oh,
And you
Oh, sorry.
Hi guys.
and you gather in this copse of trees.
Someone give Qren his
brave.
ring yet?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Is like, oh, by the way, Qren, here you go.
Qren, you get a ring of communication, and here you are, the Bone Era, gathered again outside the city of Arkala to decide what the fuck to do next.
We did it.
The house. The house.
Yeah, maybe.
Are we in
Yes.
Are we in open field?
You're in an open enough space.
That's probably a really
That's
good
probably
idea,
what we
because then
do.
we can not only sleep there but move it.
I can't do
hopefully to
You can't move it yet.
Why? Not yet.
Not yet.
That's a level up thing.
But you might cast plane shift, so I mean you've got
Oh
options.
yeah, because if we're there, we're in a different plane, so then I can try to plane shift us.
Us out to where we want
To Marshfield.
Yeah.
Marshtown.
Plane shift is
Marshtown.
the
Yeah,
dimensions.
that's what I meant.
Yeah. Do we? Yeah, we'll have to decide if we want to go see Nigel or if we want to go figure out what's going on at the camps. You can do both.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So,
we could-
do you summon?
yeah, I have a
Yeah.
5th level spell slot. I could do that.
And I can assist if
So you
need
gather
it.
up the
So be
rubies. It's
5
easy enough
minutes.
with the spell you know, and you cast the spell, and before you, for the first time in a long time, comes the shimmering portal, 300 feet wide, and you all rush inside to the forest, to your house, and we will end our session there
Nice.
for the
Let
evening.
me mark off the rubies before I forget that.
Here's to hoping our horses are.
We did it.
We'll finally figure
I don't
out.
even remember
we
the
will
last
find
time we
out next
saw
time.
Lorella. Well, she was
Yeah.
still mad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last time, yeah.
Well, she's had plenty of time to cool down.
Yeah, right? Look what happened after we left. You told us to leave, the world went to shit.
Well, yeah.
This is your fault.
But it's your fault.
No.
But thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.